Yesterday, how did you do?
I got second place. I lost by 4 feet.
And today?
I was 700 pounds late because I didn't really know the weight of the tractor, and that was the first time I ever pulled her. And today. Well, let's talk about today. I put her in a 16,000 pound class. I put her in turret gear. They were all 280, 290. One was 310, maybe 312.
And you were?
I put her in at 370 feet right in the sand pile. And the only mistake I made, I didn't put her right in the registration booth with the girl.
Let's make some noise. Good running. John Deere out of Ocean, Iowa coming up. We got one right behind us.
Welcome, friends. Hello, fellow humans. It is cold in Wisconsin. It's snowing in Kentucky. I just talked to one of my friends down there. Yeah. This is Let's Grow Pulling. We do this every Monday night. Mike Idle, top left. The Kenzie Teeting. She took a picture with Esden Lane last week on the No Practice podcast. She's famous now. My name is Jason Schultz. And below us, in our Hollywood Squares, we got Brandon AC and John AC from Zellwood-Florida. The Beer Money Pulling team's been working with John and his team down there now for, I think, 3 or 4 years. With the Super Bowl January 10th and 11th. But this Saturday, Zellwood-Florida, the mega pull. It's going to be fun. This is like the first time you've had a pull in December, isn't it, John?
Yes.
Awesome. So welcome tonight. If anybody has questions about this pull this Saturday, please let us know. You can message the Florida FL Pullers Facebook page. They're always super. They'll get back to you right away on that. But you're kind of bringing the mega trucks in, like the big mud trucks, right, John? Is that kind of the purpose of this event?
Yeah, they've been after us for years to come up and pull, and we've just never really had the time. And this year we had some time to do it. So
nice. So if I'm a fan and I'm coming to Zellwood this Saturday, the pulling starts at noon, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then what classes am I going to see? You think? What do you got? Are you going to run 2 tracks, 1 track? What's the plan?
We're going to run 2, possibly 3, depending on what shows up. We'll do garden tractors, mini rods, 2-wheel drive trucks, 4-wheel drive trucks, antiques, V8 model or the V8s like the boys have, and then the mega trucks also. We're running 2 classes in the mega trucks, 2.5 ton running gear and 5 ton running gear.
If you were to say how many of those mega trucks you think you're going to get, where you think you're 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, what are you thinking?
Probably 10. About 10 to 15, I would say, is coming.
Okay. That's going to be awesome. That is going to be awesome. You had one a couple years ago at the show up at one of the Super Pulls, and it was just the crowd got super excited. It was all jacked up. It had a bunch of lights on it. It was pretty cool. I think it's fun to see different things like that, almost like an exhibition, John, to do that. Are there muddins kind of slowing down for them this time of year? Is that why they want to go pulling, or do you have some friends that do it, or how do you put all this together?
We just kind of threw this out there one day. We had a board meeting and tried to do something to, bring in a little bit more money for Super Bowl this year.
Yep.
And we decided to bring the mega trucks in, and we started making a couple phone calls to a couple people we know. And they're like, "Yeah, we're in. Let us know when, times, and all that stuff." So it kind of went from that.
I like it. Brandon, I like
trucks. Do they have a class with you guys, or is this more of like kind of a for the fans, or is this going to be, because I know the mega trucks, they're a big deal down south in what they do on their own time. Do they have a class in pulling, or is this just we're having fun and letting them eat for a little bit?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, I've seen a lot of them, but I'm not sure if they have a legit class name or not. But we're just doing it just for the show. But for as many trucks that are down here, there's surprisingly no Florida mega truck pulling. So I think us doing this really makes them excited because they don't get to do it. And I think that's really going to bring them in if we keep this up for like years come. So, but like I said, I don't know if there's exactly a legit name for them. But all I know is the 2.5 tons and the 5-ton trucks. That's all I know.
It'll be cool to see if they're receptive to the idea of crossing over into pulling. You know, up here in the Midwest, we don't see these mega trucks at all, but they're kind of common down in the South, right? I mean, this is a big deal down in Florida and Georgia and Alabama and whatnot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huge, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they'll go over to Sanford to the barn over there and do tug of wars where they put a rope in between the two of them and see who can pull each other. As far as sled pulling, there's not very much sled pulling for the mega trucks down here. And the guys are wanting to do it to see what their trucks will do.
Are there any other classes you're adding to this Saturday, John, or is it going to be kind of your normal stuff?
It's going to be our normal stuff. You know, pretty much what's listed there on the flyer. We're not bringing in semis or 2.0 or 3.0 trucks or nothing like that. Just basically a club pull with the mega trucks being there. Gotcha. And then
I'm being real careful to make sure that everybody kind of knows that, like, this isn't the super pull. No. That's usually when we start really banging the drum for Zellwood. But you're my friend, and Kenzie's flying down, and Julianne. They're going to do some filming. We're excited to get the buzz going for the Super Bowl. Hey, Chuck, thanks for checking in tonight. Chuck and I got sick a couple years ago at Zellwood. We announced together, and I drank a bottle of cough medicine, and I found out you're not supposed to do that from the doctor later on. I think John, but I sucked it up, and I got through it. So, yeah, I remember that one. But I didn't die. Yep, and we didn't die. That's our saying, Kenzie. But did you?
The doctor said, "Sir, I've never seen a liver be able to detoxify this much stimulant at one time." And Jason said, "Oh, this is a well seasoned."
Yeah, this is nothing. You got to hang out with me after a tractor pull. So. You got to hang out with me after a tractor pull. So let's make sure we touch on mega pull. Then I kind of want to dive into super pull. John. And a member from his team, I don't know if it'll be Brandon, but John will be on with us every Monday night, leading off the show for the month of December and then that first week of January. And then we're going to be there January 10th and 11th in Zellwood, Florida. I like pushing the Florida pulling. John, there's a good history of Florida pulling with the circuits back in the day with the NTPA in the 80s and the 90s. Was it the 80s and 90s, or was it mostly the 80s?
It was a little bit of both. It was into the 90s a little bit, not very long.
Kind of fell off in the 2000s or so early on.
Yeah, Jade Gart says, I'm excited to have my mega truck hooked up. Jade, what do you got? Send us a picture on the Florida Pullers Facebook page so we can post about that. I just think for the fans, John Zellwood's known for pulling. You guys have quite a few events throughout the year, but to add the mega trucks like this and then come back with the super pull in January, you figure in basically about 35 days, you're having one hell of a two awesome events where you're gonna see 3-engine modifieds, big semi trucks in January, mini rods. You're gonna see a little bit of everything, so it's pretty fun. A RevMaster 321 gonna hold it to the floor. I like that.
We ended up Saturday. We made the decision to go ahead and rent Jeff Story's sled, so he'll be here Saturday with it.
It's a little dirty.
We got a picture of his truck. I got to take down our overlay here. Give me 1 second. But this is what you're going to see, fans, this weekend, and this is fun. Some exhibitionists there and stuff like that. It's going to be a good time. So, can you hit the plus? Can you zoom in on that?
Oh, sorry.
That's not the Zellwood track. I just want to make sure everybody knows that. That is awesome. What's approximate horsepower on something like that, Jade? I'm curious to know. Yeah, Mike, this is going to be gold, buddy.
It's got cool lights.
Got cool lights. It's like being at SEMA again, Kenzie.
Yeah, kind of.
Look at that.
It does have a good sound system.
What if the flag guys got you back about an extra 100 feet, John, so they can see them? You retrain your guys. So.
Yeah, right.
Those 36-inch tires.
Yeah, those 36-inch tires. Oh, I love
those tires are taller than Kenzie.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I love it. RevMaster 3. I'm gonna hold it to. There's that tug of war thing that they do.
Yeah.
You're talking about.
Yeah, they have like whole mud farms and I really would say that in the South, this is almost to them what tractor pulling is to us. These mega trucks and these mud drag races and everything. We don't see them at all. Like they're not on the map up here in the Midwest. But if you get on YouTube and look around, this is a big deal and has been a big deal for about 10 or 15 years down there. So cool to see that they're going to hook it to a sled. We're going to have a little crossover action right here.
Yeah, and John, if you can get them, just use them a couple times a year so it's special. You know what I mean? I think if we did it at every single event, I think it would take away some of the uniqueness.
Right.
Is that the word I'm looking for, John?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not on your board, but if you get enough of them, you might be able to make it a little series. So, like, do you have a hitch height, or how do you regulate?
Yeah, we have 28-inch hitch heights for them.
Okay.
Because originally we were going to use our sled for them and not rent a sled, and then last minute the guys decided they wanted to rent a sled. So we got the big sled coming in. The guy that bought Near Pass's sled that's already down here.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to fly a guy in Friday, and they're going to get the sled over there to the track.
Nice. Again, December 7th, registration starts at 10. Polling starts at noon. What's that? He's even got Jade, we need to see them all.
Yeah.
He's already sent one to the Facebook page, so I'm excited about that. So let's switch gears, Brandon and John. Let's talk about the Super Bowl for a little bit, if you don't mind. Kenzie, if you could throw the poster up for the Super Bowl.
You bet not.
You didn't mean to cover you up there, Mike. Sorry about that, buddy.
No, he did himself.
Oh, Mike turned his mic off. Why did Mike turn his camera off? Something wrong?
It's hot up here.
Oh, he had to take his
He
sweatshirt
was
off.
nervous.
Hot.
So let's go through the Super Bowl January 10th, 11th, John, if you don't mind.
Well, it looks like we're going to have a pretty good showing this year. We've got about 10 to 15 V8 tractors like what the boys have coming out of Ohio. We've got about 20 mini rods showing up. We've got a pretty good sized 2-wheel drive truck class showing up. I've talked to a guy out in Michigan with a semi that's going to come down. And then the guy we were talking about earlier from Missouri with a 3.0 truck.
You want to take the banner down?
Yeah.
I don't know about multi-engine modifieds yet. I haven't talked to any of them. I've tried to talk to them, but they haven't really responded back yet. So we don't know. I'm sure Donald Dean will be here.
Yeah, I talked to Tedder. Out in California. He was out there with Kevin Moore. Kevin Moore bought Shelton's 2 big mods, and he's working on those. And so Tedder was out in California working on those. And I asked him if he was coming to Zellwood, and said he was going to try. So, because there's another guy that always comes down with his tractor, right?
Yeah, Mark Boyer.
Yeah, Mark Boyer. Yep, that's it. So that's cool. So Garrett Daniel says, I'm excited to pull the sled. So that's going to be fun. There is the Rev Master. So that's what you're going to see this Saturday in Zellwood. I'm going to put our poster back up for Zellwood. So again, this is January 10th and 11th. This is the Super Bowl. We got 2 tracks running at all times. Kind of I would say a bigger horsepower track and sometimes a lesser horsepower track. More of your stock stuff during the day. And then at night is when we call it the mod, the open stuff or the modified stuff. You get to see the big stuff. And man, you've had nice crowds the last couple of years, John. It's been good to see. We ran into some rain, I think. Was that last year we had rain on Saturday?
Yeah, last year.
We pushed it to Sunday, but we had a great crowd on Friday. And then some of the people came back out on Sunday, so that was great to see. So, you're in a high, a lot of people. How far are you from Orlando, John?
30 minutes, 40 minutes, depending on traffic.
Yep. So it's great to see all of that there. Did you pick any new sponsors you want to talk about this year or anything like that, or any support you're getting, John, you want to mention, or Brandon?
Just, our local cat dealer, they're stepping up this year. They're going to bring us a grader, skid steer, possibly a water truck. I think we're going to get a loader for this weekend from them.
Okay.
And then Fields Equipment, they're donating 3 tractors for us to use at Super Bowl for pullback and grading the track and stuff.
One this weekend too.
And plus one this weekend they're letting us use.
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
I like the mega trucks. I think it's a younger crowd, John, and it's good to bring that into pulling. You and I are old guys. Brandon's still young yet. Mike's young. Kenzie's young. But, how do we get some of the, the younger people involved in the sport? In Florida, like Mike said, Florida's full of these mud trucks, these mega trucks. Let's have some fun with them. So I'm excited to see how it works out. Have you ever really ran a competition before, John? I just feel like maybe you've had a couple do exhibition before, right?
We did it back in 2020 when the COVID had hit, and everybody wasn't allowed. You weren't allowed to do anything, and So we had a pull in August that year. And
it was huge. I mean, there was like what 20 mega trucks and 2 days, and everybody loved it. And we haven't done it since until this year when we finally had the chance and the time to do it. And now I think all the same people that were there are going to come back plus more. So it's hopefully going to be just a huge show.
Do you make the mega trucks scale at a certain weight, or is it just in those two parameters you talked about?
It's just the axle. It's just the planet or axles.
So just ballpark for Midwestern pulling fans and whatnot. What does a mega truck weigh?
20?
No, they're not that much.
15?
I think they're 12 or
between 10 and 15,000. I'd say it all depends on how you build it.
So just weight alone. So for the casual pulling fan out there, and what did you say on horsepower that these guys are making?
Probably like 1,000. They close to it, if not maybe a little less, maybe a little more, depending on the truck. Because the naturally aspirated trucks, they're probably like 1,000, and the diesel trucks 1,500. You know, it all depends on what truck it is. So, but you've got like your crew cabs; they're long and big, so they weigh more. And then you have your little single cab short bed trucks, they weigh a little less. So it all depends, but I'd say between 1,000 and 1,500, and that's 800 and 1,200, I would say, and then probably 10,000 and 15,000 or something like that.
probably.
So if you're 15,000 pounds and 1,300 horse, you're going to be hard to stop just by those two parameters right there. These you're gonna have to put some bricks in the wagon to get these things shut down within 350 feet or so.
Yeah, we've done it before. Like I said, with our club sled, we've done it with them, and we're able to stop them.
Okay.
Between the grousers and the brakes on the sled, we're able to stop them.
Well, and how well, the other thing I would think about the videos I've seen with these guys, because you've seen a few that float around, these guys don't think about keeping those front wheels on the ground. You know, whereas your typical four-wheel drive puller, you know, here in the Midwest, they're going to put all that weight. They'll actually draw that front end up, won't they?
Yeah, they'll get wheel stands.
So these turn into two-wheel drive trucks really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. But they, you know, the guys are pretty good. They know not to snatch on stuff. And sorry, my wife was laughing in the background there. And, these guys are pretty good about it. They don't really get a chance all the time to hook to a sled, so they're excited for it, and they're usually pretty respectful.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
That's exciting. So again, this Saturday, December 7th, the regular club pull for Zellwood, and then they're added the mega trucks. Registration's at 10, and then polling starts at noon. John, what's the cost to get in this weekend?
$20 per person. Kids 12 and under are free.
Okay. And are you going to run the garden? So the club poll has the garden tractors this weekend, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then starting next Monday, John and I and the Let's Grow pulling team, and John and whoever John brings on with him, maybe Brandon, we're really going to start talking about the Zellwood Super Bowl January 10th and 11th. I know it's the same weekend as Cloverdale for those of you who want to go to the Midwest Winter Nationals, but for some of, they're not really running much of the same classes. So for those of you that want to head down south and enjoy a little bit of sunshine, Zellwood's a great place to be. And like John will let you leave your rig there if you want to fly back home and come back to Satsuma in a couple weeks. You want to make some vacations out of it. A lot of pullers come down. They treat this like their winter. This is their getaway, and they'll do the Disney thing. Then they'll fly home. And then they can head down to Satsuma February 7th and 8th and hang out with Mark Kelsey down there too. So it's a lot of fun.
Plenty of places to park rigs if people do want to fly in and make a week out of it and don't want to have to worry about their rig, or if they want to fly back home and come down for the next pull, or whatever.
I really, really want to encourage people. Like if you have a question or you have a thought, or I want to add my class, 6 or 8 of us guys want to come down with our trucks, with our tractors, call John. I mean, he'll work with you. They'll figure stuff out. The biggest thing they want is they just don't want to have a class for 1 or 2. Okay. They want to have a class for 6 to 10 competitors. I've got to know John over the years. I know the expectations there. It's a good track. We helped build the track. We've been digging it the last 3 years, putting some water in it. And I've seen Scott Tedder's 3-engine modified pick the front end up and carry it for 300 feet. So I know it works. And the near pass sleds do a good job, and it's a great time down there. Like I said, it's a great way if you do want to go to Disney. I know last year on the rain out on Saturday, we went downtown Orlando, went to Top Golf, and had a lot of fun down there. So it's a good time. It's truly a tourist destination, and you get to see a truck and tractor pull. So good stuff.
Yeah. Hopefully the weather will be good this year. And we don't have rain on Friday like we did last year.
Yep. Let's be positive, John. Let's be positive, right?
Nah.
Brandon, we're going to give Brandon like a fly swatter every time John says something negative. We're going to let him hit him on the head. Put a big X on the screen or something like that. So, well, guys, just kind of, John, just pencil off every Monday night from, I know it's 9:00 down there. These first 15 or so minutes of our podcast, jump on here. We're going to talk about Zellwood. We're live on the Florida Pullers Facebook page as well right now. I just can't stress it enough. Get a hold of John. Get a hold of Rob. They're good dudes. They've been doing this a long time. They know how to promote, and they want to have a lot of fun. And you mega truck guys, we're bringing Kenzie down and Julianne. We're going to get a bunch of video, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So I hope a bunch of you show up. Really counting on you to post on your social media that you're going to Zellwood this Saturday, so your fans follow you to Zellwood to watch you hook to the truck. That is really the number one thing that a puller can do. To the sled, yeah. Get hooked up to the sled. What do you think I was going to say?
Well, they normally do pull a truck. When these mega trucks pull, they're pulling another truck. So Jason, you're not necessarily wrong.
No, but Mackenzie's right. I'm going to give that to her. So I don't like to give her a lot of credit. So
I need to tell her. Right.
To mark it off. So get a buy a fly swatter for Brandon.
I'll bring one for
just right. The John negativity meter, just whack. Don't hit him hard, Brandon. Just enough to let him know that we don't need that talk. So, well, cool. Do you have anything else tonight, John or Brandon?
No, I think we're good.
Awesome. Cool. Yep. So be nice to Kenzie this week and Julianne, please. So
I'll try.
Yeah, be nice to her. She's new.
Yeah, she's new. You don't be nice to Kenzie. She's been around before, but Julianne's new. So that's all good. So guys, thanks for coming on, and you'll see Kenzie Saturday, and then we'll see you next week. So
all right. Night, guys.
Thanks, bud.
See you soon.
Take care.
So I was trying to get a few people to come on, and let's see here. Talk about TNT, January 2nd through 3rd. So we're just going to do a little bit of ourselves, and then we got Clint Tucker coming on at 8:30 Central to talk about the biggest party in pulling. Yeah, or the winter party. The biggest winter party. Yeah,
It's probably.
I would say, I don't know. I think Tucker would put his beer numbers up against Bowling Green any day, Mike. So I'm not afraid of that at all. So.
I've seen pictures of it. I would stack it top 5 to even top 3. So we'll have to wait for the playoff poll to come out. But I think the Midwest Winter Nationals is, they're getting a bye. They're getting a first round bye as far as beer drinking. We'll put it that way.
Well, it's exciting. Clint's moved this event from Rantoul, the OG, the old horse barn, and that's what it is. I'm not trying to be mean to Shipshewana, now to Cloverdale, and I got to experience the NTPA pulls in Cloverdale, and I know Clint's had a pull there as well in the past. But let's talk about TNT a little bit. January is it 2nd through 4th?
9th through the TNT.
No, TNT. Lexington, the week before Tucker's pull.
Yes.
So January 2nd through 4th at All Tech Arena in Lexington. It's a TNT. Can you put their poster up, Kens?
They don't have one.
Okay. Do we have a video we could share?
No.
Okay.
We got the class.
Oh, that's right. We're making that video this week. That's right.
Yes,
so they have so these are all TNT classes. This is their hot rod tractors. This is their single engine V8 class, Mike, that we saw these in Sevierville.
Yes.
Right. When we shot that for Full Pull Live.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an invite only, I think, or I think pullers apply, right? And then they get invited.
The same as Louisville.
Okay. So this is the TNT kind of, they're doing another pull, I think, in March.
End of March?
I forget. So, Mackenzie, if you kind of want to go through the classes, go to TNT Truck and Tractor Pull on Facebook page. That's kind of where we got all of our stuff. There's our super modified two-wheel drive truck class. All Tech Arena is legit. It's a really nice facility. It's in Lexington.
Are these only TNT sanctioned, registered competitors, or is this something where you can apply from anywhere and go to it?
People from up our way, they like Terry Benson. He was down there last year
with his light limited.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So I would say a majority of them are probably TNT pullers, and and from that area. Kentucky has Battle of the Bluegrass. We'll ask Tucker when he comes on.
Yeah.
There's Mid-South, Battle of the Bluegrass. There's a lot of pulling in Kentucky.
Yeah, there's
KTPA. Is it KTPA?
Or KTPA.
What's KY?
No,
that's a jelly.
That's the abbreviation for the state of Kentucky.
Thank you, Michael.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah,
of
well, you're
single
looking
party.
right at it. It's on your screen 47 times. So I'm gonna say you're there. TNT is really good about. I've noticed that they're no stranger and they're not shy to the indoor pulls. They're not afraid of the winter circuit, and they're one of those you can kind of rely on for a handful of good indoor pulls in the quote unquote off season. What are the dates on that one again? January 2nd and 3rd?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, 2nd through the 4th.
Yeah. So Thursday. Is there 2 sessions on Saturday or just
Yes.
one?
No,
so
Thursday.
Thursday night, Friday night,
And
Saturday
then
day.
Saturday at 11 and Saturday at 7.
Okay, so 4 sessions going on down there.
Yes.
So we got 10,000-pound hot farm tractors. This is the one, the super stock 4-wheel drive trucks, the only like professional level, big level class in pulling I've never seen in person. And when I think TNT,
Hold on, is this their super mod trucks
Yes.
with their blowers?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
they call it super stock.
I guess.
I thought it was pro mod. Or something.
no, it should be super modified 4-wheel drive.
Hold on,
would be
let me look at that name. on
Super
some of
stock
the-
would be probably something different, I bet. But either way, super modified
here's the
4-wheel drive
model.
trucks.
Yeah, this is one, the longer longer
Yeah.
wheelbases.
Yeah. When I think TNT, this is the first thing that pops into my mind. And these trucks, I want to see them in person.
They put on a good show down in Sevierville. It was fun to watch them.
I think they would really
Yeah.
be a lot of fun to watch. I'm surprised there's that many of them. I wouldn't have thought a couple of years ago the numbers weren't huge, but look at this. There's probably 15 or 20 on this list right here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, Jared Jones was big nasty. He won the points.
1 points.
We
Yeah.
interviewed him on Full Pull Live.
Mm-hmm.
So super stock 4-wheel drive trucks again. So we'll be talking about this every week as well. The Kentucky Invitational. So we start the year right away with Lexington. Then we go to Cloverdale for those of us on the Midwest. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So Pro Street 2-wheel drive truck. So that's a naturally aspirated trucks, Mike. The 2-wheelers,
Sure.
We also got the mini guys too.
and then the light pro stock mini trucks. That's like Ford Rangers and S10s and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot like probably what you see around like Twin State organizations, stuff like that you see around here. I had a buddy contact me. He pulls one of those. He says they'll actually even pull mini rod sleds and be really comfortable on a mini rod sled with that level that they're at right there. But no wrong way to go pulling.
Good stuff. Clint Tucker is currently in makeup in the back room. We're gonna let him have needs another minute or so. Don't you think, Kenzie?
We'll touch up on the hair.
We'll touch up on the hair, yeah. So it's all good. So for the longest time it was Gordyville, right, Mike? And then it was
Shipshawana.
Ship. The first year we came up with Gordywana, and Tucker's like, no, stop that shit, Schultz. We got to just call it. It's where we're going. And then and now it's Cloverdale, but it's more than that. It's the Midwest Winter Nationals. This is Chuck Fowler said the Super Bowl of single chargers. I think Charles named it that.
Yeah,
the main announcer of this event. But this is, and we'll let Clint talk about it a little bit, but this event is special. It's special to me. It's where I got, my 401 got a win down there in 2016. Yeah, the January of 2016. And we were the first hook in the class, and Brent was driving it for me and parked it up in the sand. And I thought Clint was going to reset the sled. I'm like, no, let's watch one more. And then I don't remember who was up next, but we ended up winning that. And that was kind of our coming out party for Beer Money Pulling Team as tractor pullers, as actually having a tractor. We did have a lot of parties down there too. One of my favorite stories that I still get a lot of shit about from the Jason Schultz haters is there's a little bar next door, Michael. And I went over between sessions and I got into a fireball shot drinking contest. And I went back over to announce, and Clint took the batteries out of my microphone and told me to go find another set of batteries. So that was a lot. That was a lot of fun. So without further ado, could you play their commercial, Kenzie? We're going to come back with Tucker and Joe Hurd. Welcome, everybody. Joe Hurd, Clint Tucker. How are you guys doing? They look excited. I mean, Mike, look at questions on
They're
their
dialed in and focused.
Yeah, no bull crap.
Don't need it.
Our goal is to have Joe have you on every Monday through December. So if you could start drinking, only an hour before the show, I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
That's right.
Well, guys, welcome. It's go time. Tucker, we're basically 6 weeks out, five weeks out. You'll be heading down in about a month from now, probably, to get ready down there in Cloverdale. So let's lay it out. What are the things that we really want to get out tonight for the fans and the pullers that you guys want people to know about tonight, Joe or Clint?
Tickets are for sale
Tickets are for sale. And where do they get those at, Tucker?
off the website.
Okay. I'll put that in the link for everybody watching.
Yep.
So
Well, we had our annual fall meeting here on Saturday, and so we got the classes all kind of organized. We made some changes. We had a couple that just didn't work, and we talked about a lot of things, mainly parking lots. Well, we talked so much about parking lots, we didn't even get into our charities or anything of that stuff. So we'll be
that'll all happen. Don't worry.
Yeah, but yeah, we got all our classes split. We got tractors kind of seated, numbers drawn. We'll be posting them throughout the week here. We still got a couple box seats available on both sides. I got one on the smoke tube side and a couple of storyline on the other side. We still got a couple of box seats. A lot of people email me, but I never remember any takers. I got about 4.
Clint, do you have the same number of box seats as Ship, or is it a little longer or a little shorter? About the same, or?
About the same.
Okay.
8 seats. They're good for everywhere in the pit area. You can sit in the bleachers, you can sit in the pit area, you can sit in your box. Most people, the starting line, most people just throw all their coats and stuff there. They go mingle around. They just put out. We're starting to get a few vendors and sponsors in. We still have a couple classes that are available. If somebody wants to do a class sponsorship, just name on a trophy and get a little recognition on the big screen. The live stream's available for order. Some people are ordering it and wanting kind of like a receipt they print off. They give it to their kids or husband or grandfather for Christmas. So,
sure.
That's available. But the micromanaging of this building and everything and the parking lot, that's the biggest job we have. Joe takes on the inside of the building, and I've been trying to figure out how to squeeze 500 semis into spots for 300. But we're figuring it out.
Clint, does it help that you had an event down here years ago?
Well, the one in 2009 was an absolute train wreck. They were supposed to have a parking lot done for us, and it did not. And we had 2 tracks, one all alcohol, one all diesel. And that event has done a tremendous amount of damage, even for this one. I mean, I've had guys call and tell me that no way they're coming because they were there in 2009. The parking lot was a disaster. Well, yeah, it was an absolute disaster, but we've done a lot of shows since then. We've learned quite a bit. Yeah, it's still not big enough to hold all the pullers that we're going to have, but we can hold a bunch of them. And as Joe found out today, the inside of the building, you can park a lot of tractors in there too. So
You can put a lot in there. It's surprising once you got it laid out and everything on a spreadsheet. I had to make my pixels a lot smaller for here than I have anywhere else.
But I've told a lot of guys who want a parking lot, keep you from coming and wanting to run. I mean, that's somewhat ridiculous, but some guys have. I mean,
I was pulling in 09 there, and we had to park at the truck stop. I mean, there was no plate, but that was just because Clint got blindsided by the fact that there was supposed to be a parking lot, and then we got there and there wasn't. So he was all shocked and surprised.
There was a lot of things went wrong that weekend. No ventilation and no parking lot, and that was all supposed to be taken care of. But a lot better now, and we won't have a track running all day, just alcohol only. And they got roof fans now. anybody who was there during the NTPA show know it didn't get real bad in there. So it should be fine. We don't run any major alcohol things. Our mini rods have the small blowers on it. Our natural aspirate trucks that we just added this weekend have the smaller cubic inch motors. So they should be fine. And we micromanage the sessions to where if it does smell a little bit, you don't want to smell it, you can get up and get out of there. So, but yeah, we changed the class order a little bit this weekend. We had to drop the little mini rods into big block classic mods. We knew those were kind of gambles to begin with, but thank to Ike Hilburn. He's a good friend of mine. We do some research work on his farm. He has a bunch of really good quality pro stock trucks around that area. So we visited all fall and we added them to Thursday morning, and then we put the finals on Friday night. So should be a little.
Is that a two-wheel drive class or a four-wheel drive class?
Four-wheel drives.
Okay.
Yep. They're kind of popular in Northern Kentucky, Indiana. Indiana truck pullers run them. Pro pulling leagues, Midwest Regional runs them. KTPA used to run them. I think Mid-South's got a class of them. So we did kind of an invitational to start out with, because we originally tried to get these guys involved in Gordyville a few years ago, back in the late teens. And I talked to a couple guys, and they were all excited about coming, but they told me that they couldn't be picked up and moved around. So that kind of was a deal breaker, because we have to be able to do that, or we can't function.
Yeah, it's a bad day.
What's been the biggest challenge for you guys switching venues this year? I mean, I've seen you guys go through hell. I saw you go through COVID and try to have that pull in Shipshewana. That was the wildest time of my life as a promoter, Tucker. You have a big pair of ads on that.
Should have been in here.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you're ready for that, Clint. So I'm pretty emotional. So.
It's always a challenge whenever you go to, and like I said, we've been there before, but I wasn't looking at, wasn't, helping there at that pull as they're pulling, but it was, trying to remember everything and then sort through the map. And there's definitely a lot more room there. So it'll make the building breathe a lot better. That doesn't mean, bring, more stuff for me to move around when you're not there when I'm moving your tractor, but keep that stuff tidy as usual. But the biggest thing is the challenge is the parking, which is better than what it was years ago. Ventilation is better than what it was years ago. So I mean, it's real positive about all that stuff, because things have improved over the past 16 years and got a lot better. I guess the big thing, is like, I don't know how to describe it other than, you take a farmer that's got an old 55 round back John Deere, and then you throw him into, a new X9 1100 or something. He wouldn't know what to do with it. Well, Clint goes through a hell of a process of having this puller itinerary laid out in graphic detail, because Lord knows we've all been asked a lot of questions over the years, and we try to eliminate those questions being asked by coming up with a pretty solid itinerary. The biggest thing this year that everybody's got to watch out for is just that culture shock of, we don't have a lot of parking like we've had at Gordyville, or even Shipshewana was challenging at times, but this one here is even more challenging. So, Clint spent hours and days on laying out this outside parking plan. And as we all know, you can have the best, nicest, best equipment, but if you don't know how to operate it or run it, or you don't listen to people trying to tell you how to run it, you're not going to get what you can, max out of the advantage of having it. And in this situation, when you pull and you're done, you've got to leave. There's no, well, I'll just hang around. Well, then, then you're not being neighborly, and then you're screwing the people behind you, and then you're holding everything up, because you're in and you're out. And I won't go into great detail and bore everybody with it, but just pay attention to what's being said in the itinerary in great detail. We've said this in the past. If you and your wife are going to some foreign land on a cruise or on a flying out on a plane, you pay pretty close attention to that itinerary because, boy, that'll make or break you. You might be sitting in an airport because you didn't pay attention to times and read the rules and what's going on with it. So I can't stress that enough. That's the absolute biggest thing that we really got to pay attention to. There'll be a lot of nice things inside, you know, but as far as room goes with things and the way things are going to flow, but boy, that outside and that parking, it'll go great. It's just everybody just got to pay attention and just follow the rules, you know. And just,
well, we worked on a bunch of the details on Saturday, and today, because it was kind of snowing, we did a lot of work with it here in the office. And the last couple of years, we haven't sent out polar packets. This year we will, and it's pretty simple. You get your packet, of course. You know, this will be the itinerary, and you read this back and forth 3 times before you call me. And then we got a Google map, and I have actually got down to the. We had every hauler give us their length, and we will circle in that parking lot area where you're supposed to go, whether it's here or over here. You know, I've got you already on a list. I went and measured that place twice, once in the summertime, once in the fall. I had some help in the summer and the fall, I did it by myself. And then we did some research and looked at truck stops, see how many parking lots how many spots you actually put in so many square feet. Then we gave ourselves 10 foot or 20 foot of fluff room. So then of course, you know, you'll all be in a hauler pass. It'll be say Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You know, you get this, and this is the most important thing because we're going to have these line club fellows help us with the parking, the haulers and the spectators. So there's 2 or 3 stops on that road going back to the arena. And you're going to get stopped. If you're in a hauler, you got to have one of these because if you don't have a Thursday or a Friday, you're probably not going to be go past that point. Your blinker will go right and you're going to go towards the truck stop, which has plenty of parking. We've hired security to watch that parking lot all weekend. So go there and load your support vehicle or just get in your pickup truck and come back. Your puller packet will have these. These go on your pickup truck. You'll get these, get a couple of them with each one of your tractors you enter. And if you have box each, you'll get 4 of them. And that will put you, give you the opportunity to bring your vehicle that you're driving back and forth to the hotel. And they got a really nice spot up in here. You can park your car, your truck, and just walk down the hill, walk in front of the building, and you're in. Spectators, it'll be kind of like it was a few years ago when Carl and the boys did the NTPA poll. There'll be parking lots designated on the road once the lots around the building get full. And there'll be buses that bring you right to the door. And so we're trying to make the fan experience nice as possible. And if it's nice and frozen up like it is right now, we won't have any problems anywhere with anything.
Schultz, you could bring the party bus back.
There's a limousine for sale.
Way to wake up on the show there, host man.
Oh, Joe and I have had a lot of fun over the years. This event, it's special, you guys. For those the pullers that have been to it and continue to go to it, special. The fans, people look forward to this all year round. Clint, what's the demographics, or Joe? Maybe I don't know. Clint will probably know this question. You're obviously going farther south. What demographics have you seen change in interest in classes coming to this poll, Clint?
The light limited guys really stepped it up this year.
Good.
We got the best light limiteds. I think. I mean, I'm still waiting for a couple more to kind of chime in, but we got so many on Saturday morning. We're going to split them and have 2 flights.
What's a typical number in one of your classes? Like, let's talk about the light limited class with the pair of flights on it. How many vehicles is that going to entail?
They're probably 32 to 34.
Okay.
Split in half.
Yep.
when the class gets above 30, we try to split them in half and seed the tractors. That way the track doesn't just, get real hard or get real good too. That way, and then we kind of try to alternate the wheel speed a little bit. And, but yeah, you can see the parking lot there is a lot better than what it was. The west side is double the size it was. And there wasn't any of that stuff up on the hill when we were there. And if you look off to the northwest, there is actually a little grass lot back there. If it's froze, if a guy is determined he does not want to take it to the truck stop and lock it up, you can park it back in there too. But if it's solid enough, we'll probably put some lights back there and park spectators back there too.
Clint, would it be similar to what I saw when the NTPA had their pull down there, or have they added to the parking lot?
They added the little to the east. They added enough parking. I can put probably 10 or 15, maybe 20 small haulers to the east there, just east of the building. If you see, there's like a little horse arena or a little horse, a little horse arena. Then right. Go back to the east, Jason, and you'll see it. Keep going. You see a little horse arena? Now go down.
Which way? The other way? Keep going. Okay.
Well, you suck at driving.
There you go. There's that little white barn. That's another stall barn they put in.
There it is.
And we can park quite a bit around that. Of the smaller haulers.
Okay. Yeah. I don't remember that being there. That must be newer, Clint.
Yeah, it's newer. That I don't think that was there in the last time we were there with the NTPA. And that's going to help, especially some of the smaller haulers that you can put those in there and they're kind of easier to get around, and that'll help, clear off the spots up top for the longer haulers.
Gotcha.
This has been micromanaged horrible.
Let's talk about the track, Clint. Dirt, you're known for building some of the best tracks in the country. I mean, I've pulled on your tracks. Well, okay. Every now and then you suck. Okay, let's be honest.
Yeah.
That happens. So, what are the plans? Do they have some dirt down there for you, Tucker? Or are you going to bring
the
juice in? Or
the clay is underneath there that they used at the NTPA show.
Okay.
And we're planning on utilizing that again. He has a little bit more outside. He kind of told us we could bring in too. It'd be kind of like Gordonville. We'll bring the road grader in, peel some of the back, put some at the end, put some on the sides. We're going to try to make it a little bit deeper and better than it's ever been with a few other little tricks we got up the sleeve. We got a lot of good help. Same track crew as normal. We was watching the 2009 event and saw that, even though it was a little drier back then, we were still picking the front ends up and hauling. And then we watched some of the NTPA shows, and the light pros were really getting into it, picking the front ends up. So I'm pretty confident my guys can get the water in it and get it blended pretty good. We should have no problem with that. Now we got the best sled operator in the world, and best sled guys are all the way around it. That helps too. Everybody keeps asking the track we're going to have. We're kind of limited about 320 feet with the smoke hose.
Okay, yeah. I was just going to ask you, what do you think you could run them out to? So
yeah, we could probably make a 360 if we wanted to, but when we end up spinning out 30, 40 foot from the sand pile, because we only got so much hose that works out perfect, and 320 is about it.
Are you going to be? I know, like that was always a challenge in Rantoul. The smoke tube, I guess, the change in elevation, Clint. Are you going to have that level there? Or
it doesn't do it near as bad there. Okay, because we don't have to dig down near as deep.
Yeah, to get Gordyville, Jason, I was literally all day on a grader pushing that stuff, and it was a challenge. I mean, it was pretty deep. You had 2 foot of overburden basically. I mean, here you don't have near that, and you're down to that clay. And then the other thing, then you get a little lower than that, and you've only got so much clay. So I'm glad he's got a little bit to haul in if we need to, but we're confident we can build a hell of a track.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think of the things that people would be asking. That's one thing. You guys are always very transparent and honest about stuff, and I knew the parking was going to be an issue out of the gate, and I think he tackled that head on. So
yeah, as long as the Thursday guys cooperate, and we have it in the itinerary several times. Just please don't try to manipulate the system, and if you do, you just we got minds like elephants. I write stuff down. There's 2 guys last year that's dying to come down this pole, and after their behavior in the pit area last year, they were blocked. They're not allowed in. And, that just happens, and it wasn't nothing maliciously done. It was just it was handled the best we could do it, and then they didn't forewarn the warning that if you didn't be quiet, you weren't coming back. They're not back. They're not invited back. We have plenty of vehicles. We don't have to put up a lot of stuff.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah, we're surrounded with really good people, really good pullers. We got good sponsors. I don't have all my sponsors list showing out now, but we're selling sponsors this year to people we never had before, and we need it. This is the highest, most expensive endeavor we've ever been involved with, and every bit of sponsorship helps. No,
it's important. So from a class sponsor perspective, what does that cost, Clint? Do you have a sheet, or how's that work?
It's on our website. It's $1,500 each name on the trophy, and we put your name up on the live stream board. And if you want to, you can come out and give the trophies away. We are the only place in the United States that talks about a podium. We have a podium. We do have our own podium. You can stand on it and get pictures taken with the class that you're sponsoring if you want to. And if you need if you want to come watch your class run, we can make sure you get a couple of VIP passes. And we have a VIP area this year above the office. A couple of companies have shown some pretty good interest in it. Talked pretty serious with one a few weeks ago. Got another one that's popped up here today. It's interested in it. So I gotta start pushing some buttons to see who actually wants it.
Yeah, there was an IH dealer, Tucker, that did that always up there for when I was there for the NTPA pulls.
Sure.
They had like a VIP area up there. They kind of split it in 2. They had a bunch of catered food in it. I'm trying to remember who that was. It wasn't H&R. It was another local.
Probably Bain Welker.
Yep, that's it. Bain Welker. Yep, I remember that well. So
they got a big dealership in Terre Haute.
So it's $1,500 for a class sponsor.
Yeah.
Okay, I want one. Which class do you want me to sponsor? Beer money.
I'll send you the menu.
Okay, perfect.
What's left?
Mike, I'll let you and Kenzie pick. Okay. So
that sounds fun. I like getting involved in stuff like that.
He's gonna pick the gas trucks Mike likes some gas trucks. So
give me some with doors to slam and 4 wheels on the ground.
If you didn't have a good voice, you would not be my friend. I just want to be.
I like spark plugs. You like smoke? Yeah, I mean it's. Hey man.
Yeah. We always had a theory: it's no smoke, no watch.
Yeah.
No, I love you've integrated the mini rods in, and now the gas trucks, because there's different pockets of the country, and that was when I heard you were going to Cloverdale. I kind of heard those rumors this summer, or maybe this spring even. I don't remember, Clint, but
yeah,
my brain went right away. Okay, what geographically? Because you're the master at like taking 5 different associations and making it competitive, and they all finish at within 5 to 10 feet of each other.
I mean, well, we got.
I've had people call me. What's that?
We get lucky.
Well, there's some homework done. You've been to a couple of tractor pulls before, so.
Well, it works for some classes, but the pullers within the class have to make it work. I mean, the hot farm guys, their rules are completely all over the board. Between the guys from the East Coast and the guys running Indiana, the Battery State tractors, it's 10 different combinations of cubic inches and turbochargers and fuel pumps, and those guys enjoy pulling against one another. And I don't get any complaints out of any of those guys at all. And then you get a class and they'll argue about 12 cubic inches, and you're just thinking, oh my God, really? I mean, are we that point that in a winter pull, you never see each other, you never see these guys, that you'd have to be that competitive? I mean, I guess they are, and most of the classes that have been that way They didn't last, and they don't grow. We've had a lot of fits with the light limited class, but finally we got it right. And it took, this is our 21st year, and we finally got it right, I think. And they're happy for now.
Then you turn the page and somebody else bitches about something.
Yeah.
It happens.
But, you know, we try to have a little variety of everything. Yeah. Well, and sometimes we just get it wrong, and but it's not done. It's never done maliciously or intentionally. Sometimes, because when you're trying to get your hands around all this, it's difficult. We made a screw up this weekend, and we forgot to put in the mile per hour class that you can't run cut tires. And two guys from Iowa signed in with cut tires, and they're either going to have to find a set of top cut tires, or we're going to have to give them their money back. That's just the way it is, because we had a catch show up our first year at Shipshawana. I had a set of just sharpened front tires, and I thought there was going to be a fist fight in the pits. They would not get along, and but thank God one of the guys on our board is friends with one of them, and maybe clear heads will prevail. Maybe he can find a set of spades he can bring, or maybe he'll come out and just drink beer and have fun. But you know, we hated it. We missed it.
Yeah,
we missed it, and the guys in Iowa that run their faster mile per hour classes run double cuts. The guys in Indiana that kind of started that class, they don't, and very passionate that you don't. So when in Rome, you got to do as the Romans, and so we got to address that mess this week. But well, most of the time, our over micromanagement helps get it right.
Mm-hmm.
So
go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say, you said you've been doing this for 21 years, and I'm always curious about the history and the evolution of things. So in 21 years, what are some of the biggest things you've learned on your end just from making this happen? And what have you seen evolve or grow or change the most with this event in that time?
Well, first and foremost, we got to all have our head examined that we even started it. But the classes are evolved quite a bit. You know, this show was based on a couple hundred super farm guys who just couldn't get into Louisville.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we got a couple classes below us, they call Pro Farm or Hot Farm, to join in. I talked to a guy by the name of Gordy Casper in Wisconsin, and it was his lifelong goal to have a light limited class at Gordyville. And I think in 2005, that was the last, Gordy had 3 of those tractors, and I think that was the last show he watched on this earth before he passed away. And so I was really glad I got that done for him. We've had big pro stocks there. Of course, you know, unless you offer $100,000 to win, and, you know, they're not going to come back no more. We got the 5-0 pros this year, and I'm really proud of the class we got. You know, the super farms have really dwindled. I think we only have 10 this year. A bunch of them don't like the rules that we do, but we don't get enough of any one of the abbreviations to, you know, split them. So yeah, we don't have very many super farms, but we got some friends. We got, you know, it's pretty sad. We got more super farms from California than we got from the Midwest, but whatever. It is what it is.
Tim Perry was winterizing his tractor immediately after the Gold State Invitational and headed. He's so pumped up, Clint.
Yep. Yeah. Tim, Jeff, and Matt. They should be out, and Matt's probably going to drive his 5-0 Pro for the first time on Saturday night. That'll be exciting for him. But yeah, that's the changes. The first year at Gordyville, we had diesel trucks. They drove them there, but there were pipes on. They probably don't do that no more. But that was one of the entertaining things we saw. And but yeah, it's just transitioned a lot. The hot farm classes exploded. Super farm classes kind of dwindled. I'm really happy that you know, our first year we invited the guys from out east. My good friend I lost, David Street, and Jason Forrester, Kurt Forrester, Zerby, Stuart Reed, all those guys. They're the first tractors that came out west and made those noises that the light pros do that everybody fell in love with. So, you know, I think we were instrumental in getting the light pros kind of, at least the talk started, and then it started region 2 and started moving west. We'll have probably the second component light pro I've ever seen. It'll be running on Friday night at Ship, and there's 2 more entered, and I'm praying that they get there, but I know one for sure is going to make it.
Which one? Can you tell us? Or is it a secret, Tucker?
Grimes.
Oh, okay. Yep. And that's coming out of Joe Bush's shop, right?
Yep.
I thought so. Are Jerry and Connie going to try to come?
No, they don't do much indoor pulling, because I don't think they want to get their toter out in the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told Jerry at the Outlaw Banquet I don't trust him in the pavement because he tried hitting me when I was walking out on Sunday morning. I called him an ODB is what I did. So it's all good. No, it's fun. It's fun. So, we're gonna have you on every Monday night from now until the event.
Sure.
What are the main things did you hit on your main points tonight, Clint and Joe?
Yeah, I mean, so looking for some class sponsors and you know, when you get all this stuff in the mail, please read it, because I'll be out there trying to help you as much as I can on Wednesday and Thursday morning to get you snuggled in there. But after that, I'm probably going to turn my phone off. So I don't want to hear no hauler problems, because it's in that paperwork. Figure it out. I mean, if I give you the instructions and draw you a map, I mean,
you can't do much more than that.
I would say, you know, like if you're a hot farm puller or a pro farm puller, this is your Louisville, and you have to respect that. You're pulling against the best of the best. You would never go to the Louisville and try to tell Mike Witt what to do. Okay. So
I know some guys have tried.
Yeah, well, guess
Did
what?
they get invited back? No.
They don't get to go to Louisville anymore either, Tucker.
No.
So that when people say there's politics, yeah, there are. When you poke the bear and the bear goes whack. No,
yeah,
I mean,
Louisville used to be this demanding as well when we had the ball diamond there. But now they tore that ball diamond down, and it makes it so nice to put all the trucks in there at once. And so their problem's alleviated. But I remember whenever you pulled on Saturday, you had to park ways away and then waited for your text or your itinerary, and then you could move your semi in there and park if you pulled on Friday or Saturday.
Yep. So a lot of good stuff there. I had the website up before. Kenzie, can you throw that back up there? Yep. Is it scrolling across the bottom?
Want to pull your email down?
Is that mine?
No, it's not mine.
It's not mine. I put it up here. Oh, it's one of my comments.
It's your sharing screen, but
no. I did this.
Oh.
I did this.
I like your Christmas tree, Jason. You're being very festive.
My wife gave that to me, and she said, "Go put that between you and Kenzie." Or she did. Yeah. So yesterday she said, "Hey, Jason, will you help me bring some stuff upstairs?" And then 3 hours later, our entire basement. I didn't know we had that much stuff, Joe. To be really honest with you, now I do. But I'm excited. This event is great. Clint, thank you for being crazy and doing this for the pullers. I love it. Esden Lane even mentioned your pull when we interviewed him last week for the No Practice podcast. Because you remember that time I pulled in Gordyville? I go, Esden, the whole freaking world remembers the time.
We all remember.
That was awesome. Have the king of smoke there. Some of my best memories, besides me getting drunk at that place and you taking the batteries out of my microphone, which thank you for doing that, Tucker.
Somebody had to.
You could have gotten what Clint said to me. The most honest thing that Clint ever said to me is, "I love it when you're there because then you get bitch out and pull off, and I don't."
That's exactly right.
There's a couple IP addresses that still don't like me to this day, and I'd love to someday put a billboard in those towns, and I might just do that if rates go down again.
Yeah.
Money. Be like, just put a picture of Jason Schultz just smiling.
I think I'll get taken down.
No, I'm a
Jason. You have to be holding a drink in one hand and a microphone in the other in this photo.
Yeah.
AKA Gordyville 2012 or whatever. Whatever that was. Tucker, I still got that "Please wait to be seated" sign from that place. What was that place called next door?
Stagecoach.
Yeah, I'm going to hang it right here. I found it today in my office. That year that we won, I think you paid us $1,200 for winning. I blew all of that and more at the bar.
Oh,
Saturday
I bet.
night. I just went in there and said, "I'm buying drinks for everybody," and oh boy, and then she told me our bill was like $2,400, and I said, "How is that possible?" And she said, "Sir, you bought drinks for everybody, and they all took advantage of that." So I think I may have got taken advantage of, Clint. So I felt like when I took the sign, the "Please wait to be seated" sign, I felt like that was my little. So I'm actually. Is it still open, Tucker? That place?
I think so. I think so.
I'm going to take it back. Like like I've grown up now. I'm 49. I don't drink nearly as much as I used to. I'm kind of boring now, and I think I'm going to take that sign back there and apologize. So.
Yeah, they probably haven't missed it.
Say it got bought out. I mean, I don't know about the bar part of it, but I mean, Gordyville did get purchased by somebody else since we've been there.
Yeah, they got purchased by another. According to the locals, another group of people who don't really prefer our company in the winter.
Well said, Clint. Hey, real quick, I got a question up there on the screen. Randy's been watching on YouTube tonight. It says, Tucker, if you're going to look at a new venue, how much time in advance and what's your process as far as advertising that event?
Well, we switched from Gordyville to Shipshewana the last week of October, and we pulled in Shipshewana. We were supposed to pull in the middle of January, but we pulled first week of February. So unfortunately, we had to do some moving and shaking in about 3 months.
Okay. Quick.
And we lost all of our advertising from around Gordyville and picked up none from around Shipshewana. So that was just great. I mean, just awesome. Thank God people came and watched it. Thank God. If it wouldn't been for COVID and people just dying to get out of the house, that probably would have been an epic failure. But
I remember when you would say, Schultz, I need you to read this thing from the governor once an hour. That was it was, and I'd go out there and nobody had a mask on.
No.
Except the one Amish feller. And Tucker would say, Schultz, I just need you to read this once an hour on the live stream so I stay out of jail. And I've seen it almost get put in jail in Decatur that one night.
Yeah. Believe it or not, they've invited me back. I can't believe it. I don't know if I'll take accept their terms, but yeah, they want me to put a show on during the Farm Progress Show again.
God, I wish they just let you do something in the grounds with all those people. That would be so awesome.
Yeah, that'd be so much easier.
Well, just to get the crowd there, Clint. Because I mean, I supported all those. Your one in Des Moines or Ankeny or where the hell it was, Ames. I don't remember, Clint.
Yeah.
Hot Farm and back and forth. So.
Yeah, the last time we was at Decatur, the police really liked us.
Yep.
Yeah, that cost us a lot of money too. Those idiots.
I remember Clint at the driver's meeting. Seriously, guys, if we're not done by this time of night, they're going to arrest me. Yeah. I was like, holy shit.
Well, they're not messing around. We have noise complaints. I was like, it's a freaking tractor pull. And,
they were pretty tough until the next week whenever we got a couple lawyers involved and drove into the police precinct. Then things changed a whole lot. I didn't know cops could be just bold-faced liars, but some Decatur cops can be.
Yep.
We should have videoed all that. We probably would have had a couple guys' badges. They were out of jurisdiction, and we weren't even in Decatur. We were in Longview. They weren't even supposed to be out there.
Ah,
baby.
Somebody had a heart on.
No. Well, they were. I'm pretty sure they were sent out there by the Farm Progress Show people.
Yeah, that's too bad. We just all can't get along.
Yeah,
I mean, look at Louisville. Louisville, how many people go through that trade show a day? Tucker, a couple 100,000 probably.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I think last year it was over 1 million, wasn't it, over the 4 days?
Yeah, and for then they open up the doors. You can go into a tractor pull. It's just perfect. Same thing with Connie's deal, the Mac Trailer Winter Nationals. That's like these Farm Progress shows. I really wish they'd support it more and more, but that's just.
Well, there used to be 5 of them, and they're dying, and they don't understand why.
Yeah,
we can help.
I still display at them, and the expense of displaying has tripled since I started, and I don't know what those farm shows are supporting, but it must be expensive because you can't hardly afford to. Whenever the bigger seed companies and bigger equipment companies can't afford to do it, maybe they ought to rethink their system. But not circus, not my monkeys.
Exactly. Well said. Well said. Well, Joe, Clint, thanks for coming on. This time slot yours every Monday. Let's have something new to talk about. If something pops up during the week, let me know. We'll get it pushed around. So
I'm sure we'll have another disaster this week and some problems, but as long as we just keep reiterating that this is coming towards your house, and if you got any questions, and I'll try to start getting some of the guys that won the finals last year to hop on with us the next couple of weeks.
That would be great.
I have some Marley's dying to do it, but I know he's also supposed to be studying for some form of finals, so I didn't bother him tonight. We'll see if he gets out of there. We'll get a hold of him. I don't
want Esden's mom mad at me. So
no,
we don't want that.
He does not need to fail. Failure's not an option, Jason.
I'm well aware of that. So.
All right, guys. Thanks a million.
Thank you. Talk soon.
Yep.
Hey,
take
Tucker,
care.
I sent you an email already. Send me that class list. I'll pick a class. Okay, bud.
10-4, we'll do.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
So got to talk with Clint and Joe. So tonight we've talked about Zellwood. They got a poll this Saturday. The mega poll, Kenzie's going down. It's Saturday at noon in Zellwood, Florida. Then we talked about TNT a little bit. We're going to try to have some people on from there. Lexington, Kentucky, January 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And then we talked with Tucker. I do want to talk about Satsuma, Florida quick. That's not until February 7th and 8th, but we helped Mark Kelsey with that. He wasn't able to come on tonight, but there is the date on that. I know they're talking to some 3.0 diesel truck pullers about coming down. There's a couple other classes. Well, they're going to run 2 tracks down there. Mike, this is a really good track. Mark Kelsey is from Illinois. He has a light super international at 1256 or a 1456. I think it's sheet metal. It's got 56 sheet metal. I do know that.
Okay.
And then they run a lot of their little local classes as well. So this is a great event. And again, I stressed it with Zellwood a little bit, Mike, but with these Florida pulls, if you can get 6 or 10 of your fellow pullers together to agree on a set of rules, they'll have your class, Mike. I mean, people in Florida are starving for truck and tractor pullers.
Well, and that's exactly why your 2 statements right there are correlations to each other. So if you've got some friends or buddies or somewhere here in the Midwest, you're like, let's go to Florida. I'm sure all you have to do is call these guys, and you guys could just party roll down there, and they'll add your class, because just like we don't have the mega trucks up here, they don't have the pulling down there that we do. So, hey man, go pulling. Kenzie, you talked about the 1256 versus the 1456. I have decided that anything that ends in 06 or 56 is all identical. My dad and I were having this conversation. Really? So anything, just pick me a number bigger than 10, and then if it's a farm all, slap an 06 or a 56 on the end of it, and you're probably going to be fine. So that's how we feel about that.
You're not wrong.
I bet the 1206, the 1456, they're very, very comparable looking, in my opinion.
Definitely. Well, Michael, you ready to do some flashback Fridays on a Monday?
Let's pull through the past, Kenzie Teeting.
All right, Michael. Let's go.
All right. I posted a quiz earlier on Reels on Facebook. We have 6 pictures. So these are categorized to everyone out there who's been following this. These are now categorized. I'm trying to do this really officially by alphabetical order, but they're not alphabetical order by like last name or whatever. They're alphabetical order by whatever I typed into my computer. So we have made it to the E's. So we have 6 pictures, 2 Emils, and 4 Ernies. Now, Jason Schultz, just how many Ernies could there have possibly been in the world of pulling back in the day?
Ernie Ropp.
Mm-hmm.
Ernie
Could
Connors.
Be. I don't know. Could be. We'll have to wait and see. How about Emils? Are you familiar with many Emils? Yeah.
Emils, no. No Emils. I'm Emil-less, if you know what I'm saying. I've had a few Emils.
Maybe it's. Have you missed any meals out there?
I need to miss about 3 weeks worth, but I'm afraid I'd get hungry. So.
I did the same thing. I went on a diet recently before we get into this, and my wife told me, she says, "You're grouchy. Go get a snack." So she's like, "I'll just rather have a fat husband than a grouchy husband." So Emil, Emil Murda, Little Streaker.
I always thought it was Emil.
Emil works for me. Is it? Have you heard this before? Are you familiar?
No,
with
yeah,
this?
no. So Emil Murta.
Emil. Let's go with Emil.
I think so. Somebody jump on here that knows for sure in the comments. Emil Murta. I feel like Emil. I'm trying to go back to George Hendrickson. Is Dan Mayer watching? We need to get that figured out. But
Your dad would know. Your dad would know. Yeah. My dad would know. We need to bring them on for this section of the show. 1985, I believe, is when this is. I love this. I love this class. The internet loves this class. It's probably your 5,000 pound mod class, maybe 7,000, but I about guarantee this is a 5,000 pound.
Emil. It's Emil. I feel Emil Murta.
Emil Murta.
Is that Betty's headache?
This is Little Streaker.
Okay.
Little.
I feel like we had a tractor called Betty's Headache.
Dad talks about Betty's Headache all of the time. So that was a famous tractor. Betty was the mother-in-law.
I remember at the state fair, Mike, in Iowa, one year he backed into the sled, and he was going to tighten the chain. He didn't put it in forward, and he cracked it, and the damn thing flipped up onto the sled.
Oh, damn.
Let me say there was a delay for some time.
So we hear about that on the No Practice podcast, where one of the mini rod guys Adam Kester backed into the sled.
No, I thought Chase did that.
No, Kester did.
Kester did it?
Yeah.
Adam backed into the sled. So like we as announcers, we say this all the time. Like this is like one of our, you know how like as an announcer, you have like a go-to back pocket thing that you talk about like to all the new fans. And we're always like, no jerk starts in pulling. There's no jerk starts. We're green flags and tight chains. It's like a saying. I don't know who came up with it. How do you have, if you are in reverse and you haven't gone forward to roll it, how do you have a tight chain? I don't understand how taking off, because I've heard like 3 stories now about people taking off in reverse. How's the chain not tight?
Well, the tech official clearly didn't, wave them up and make sure that they tighten it. So
it's bamboozling. It's
bamboozling.
Go forward.
Like those English teachers use big words.
Say it again. Emil
Murta.
I'm going with you. Emil Murta. So here we are, live and in action. So we're on the trailer. Right here. We're, getting all looking at the track. Where are we going to hang these weights at? Because everyone put them on the back then. God forbid anybody kept their front end down and put any front end weights on. And here he is, going down the track live and in person. Cool action shot. That gets us through the E's. So let's go to Ernie. Now, handshake bets. Which Ernie are we going to see first?
You're probably going to go with Rop because I love the Iron Elk.
No, because Iron Elk becomes I before a bad medicine.
Kenzie, so cool that you said that because no bad medicine on this show.
Really?
Iron Elk, same show. You can see this right here. Here's Emil going down the track at Kirksville, 1985. Here is Ernie and or Warren. Someone get on here and tell me. I just have it labeled as Ernie and Warren.
So Gary Borntrugger has the Breaking Barriers Light Limited Pro. He won the ECI points. He's coming to TPC, the Polish Championships. He's starting a podcast now too, and he did an interview with Warren Rock. It's Breaking Barriers or something like that. But sorry,
I saw the advertisement for it, and that's one of those, Jason, that's one of those podcasts. Like we do a podcast, but we do like a virtual, like they do like the sit down in the big comfortable leather chair with like the microphone like down in front of your face type podcast. Like they got the fancy podcast, But good action shot from Kirksville, Missouri, 1985 right here. Pulling my favorite old Ironsides sled. So we're going to stick with Ernie's, but it's not the bad medicine. It is Ernie Connor. But it is their Massey Harris 5,500 pound super stock on alcohol, a tiny little Massey Harris. Fred Petch told me that they brought this thing out to Nebraska and were laughed off of the trailer because how could something that small do anything? And you can see where they've got, a bajillion belly weights right there in front of that rear tire. Fred said that thing picked up the front end at 75 feet, never laid it down till 300 and out the back door, and won the 5, 7, and 9,000 pound class with that little Massey Harris. I don't know, whatever it was, 44, 55, or what, whatever the Massey Harrises were. So this was their first foray into pulling. Ernie and Brian Connor with the first blood Massey Harris. So there's Ernie number 2. 2 Ernies to go. How about Ernie Connor driving Dennis Johnson's Shag Nasty D21, Macon, Missouri, 1992. This entire pull, it's out there. That's floating around. You can watch this on various locations, wherever you get your media, but you can watch this whole one announced by my good friend PC Long. Tried to figure out why Ernie was driving this, but I know it was Ernie driving it. He was tuning on it. He was wrenching on it, figuring it out. And Dennis Johnson drove this one, which the Johnsons, the current version of Shag Nasty, are they the same? Has that all stayed the same? The 540 Light Pro Shag Nasty?
That's Rich Johnson and Dennis Johnson. They're not related. Not
related. So we have the name Johnson, we have the name Shag Nasty, but no affiliation beyond that.
Yeah, I know Rich. I mean, I'm not like super close with him. I mean, I bought beer for him at the Iowa State Fair this year or 2 years ago. So.
Yep.
No. Yeah.
That's a good looking D21. Like that is just, I pulled 7,500 pound super stock. There's nothing about that that I don't love. Oh yeah. To this comment right here. I get more comments on the truck than I do the tractor.
What year would that truck have been, Mike? Early 80s?
So this pull, I believe, is 1985, maybe older than that. This pull could be closer.
No, I think that's an early 80s truck.
So it's going to be somewhere in there, but I think the pull happened.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
And then that's a Massey Harris 203, James Harmon.
Jim Harmon like breathes and eats and sleeps Massey Harris and Massey Ferguson. Like that's his life. So. He would know. I sent him this picture. Jim, actually, I think you've got a copy of this picture. I think I shared this with you. Jim sends me great vintage pulling photos all the time. Last Ernie of the night. Let's go back to the Iron Elk. Every single one of these photos might be from the exact same pull. I feel like these are all at the same location. So we're going through the E's. Jason, that tractor's still out there. It's still out there, money talks. And
Wiedenholz have it.
Yes.
It's a smoking reed.
Yep. So, if they ever get tired of it and, it's your favorite tractor out there, why only have one tractor when you could have 2?
If I ever have too much money, which I doubted because I tractor pull, but I'm going to go get my 1206 back out of Canada. Just the hot farm I don't know if you've seen it. It's just a pretty special tractor to me. I got to see it a couple years ago when I was up there, and it'd be fun. I just let my dad run it like ECI, or we could put it back in Badger State. I'm sure it's behind. When I sold it in 15, it was it was never a world beater, but it was competitive. You know what I mean? So it was a good piece.
Call those guys down in Florida and tell them to build you a class.
Yeah. Well, see, the money thing, Mike. It's the money thing. So.
They make more every day.
They make more every day.
Every day or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you talking about there? So,
gas prices are down.
I love it.
Okay, next segment.
That's it. That's your 6 photos. I bumped it to 6 tonight so we could have an Ernie marathon. Normally I do 5, but 6 photos. Not all from the same spot. We have 5.
Go ahead, Mike.
We have 5. We have 5 from Kirksville, Missouri, 1985. 1 from Macon, Missouri, 1992. One of these days I'll have to do.
I love this segment.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Sweet. Before I forget, I get a lot of where do you guys get your beer money merch at? ShopAngryDuck.com. Everybody, we have everything on there. We just added to the windows, to the walls. There it is. Yeah, ShopAngryDuck.com, and they have a bunch of pulling gear on there. If you're looking for like the one-stop shop for pulling sites, there's probably 30 or 40 pulling teams that have a bunch of stuff. And there's our new shirt at drinkwisconsin.com. I bought Mike and Mackenzie one tonight for Christmas. Just one more, then we go. How many times has a puller heard that before? So go to drinkwisconsin.com. If you go until midnight, we're going to give you 30% off, and you can still buy it tonight yet. So
my wife's favorite saying when I have had too much to drink and I'm having a great time.
You're a dumbass, Mike. You're a dumbass. Go to bed.
This is clever. She comes up to me and she goes, "Do you want to stay?" And I'm like, "Heck yeah, like, let's stay." And she goes, "No, like, I'm going home. Do you plan on sleeping here?" And I'm like, do I want to stay? Like, no. Like, I'll get in the car. Like, I don't need to sleep in the grandstands at Toma, So like, yeah. Just one more, then we go.
Yeah, it's not like that's never happened before. So
I saw a reel that Hope made a while ago. You like to come up with t-shirt designs for the beer money pulling team at Shop Angry Duck. And it looks like sometimes Hope has her doubts as to whether or not your brilliant sayings are going to take off on your t-shirts. What is your best selling t-shirt slogan, and what's the "I told you so" flop that Hope would say you were crazy for putting that one on a t-shirt?
The best one has been the "We like blonde-haired, blue-eyed girls with mental issues." That's one of our best sellers. I did a "Cheap shit ain't cool, cool shit ain't cheap." That's really popular. And I did a "I like big ruts and I cannot lie." And I had like tire tracks thinking I like big butts. That one.
That was the one that Hope said she made a reel. She was like, "I don't know about this one. Go buy it, folks." The big ruts didn't work. The big ruts.
No, people like it. They come in, they laugh at it. But like, we've only had them out at Diesel's and Dark Corners. We'll have our booth down in Cloverdale. I hope we'll be down there. We'll have our booth space at Louisville again. Now we always have our online stuff. What I like about the online store, Mike, is that you can order any color, crew neck, hoodie, long sleeve, short sleeve, tank top, whatever you want. That's what's nice about that. We don't have to carry all the. So if you're a puller and you're looking for shirts, reach out to Angry Duck because they give you money on every shirt that they sell, and you don't have to carry the inventory. It's awesome.
That's the best part.
That is the best part because if anybody who's sold merch before, they know it's a lot of work.
You just said tank top, so I'm going to check the comments for Kevin Davis and see if he's.
Yeah, he has Kevin has one, and I actually had to ask for a special favor to get that Tim time by Wayne. Chris Kilbarger, love vintage photos. Yeah, Mike, I want you to start posting those back on Facebook again. I miss those, buddy. On Beer Money.
So, we'll get them rolling around, and several people have been. I've got photos rolling in right now. Fans, send them to me. I'll do everything I can to get them out there. And
do you have more Facebook friends now that you've been involved in pulling than you used to?
A lot. The majority of, it used to be like, and this is true, and this is, with bullshitting or whatever, like used to be Facebook was just like your friends and family. And now it's, it's people from California to Georgia, and it's pulling. And I have more Facebook friends than there are people in my hometown.
Nice.
Which is not, and I'm not like a huge, but I have right at 1,000 Facebook friends. So that's more of a reflection of the town I live in than my Facebook.
You can have 5,000, Mike, then they max you out. So
that's plenty of room to grow.
Let's jump before we get to Massetti and friends. I know many of you, and I have not called Lonnie yet, so I'm gonna see if Lonnie is available. That's a long story for another day. But let's move to our "How did you name your puller?" So this is a segment we do every Monday night before Massetti and friends, and Hope put some stuff out on social media and ask people around there. So what do you got first, Ken?
You got
Jeremy Kajewski?
Sure.
Okay. Pulley, my kids named it. I bought it, told them it was going to be my sled pulling truck. They said Pulley for a name, and it stuck. Pulley. I like that. That looks like a 2.5 work stock kind of a truck, Mike?
I don't know what it is. I don't care what it is. Jeremy, come and pull at an outlaw pull somewhere, because I am going to announce your last name with the most enthusiasm. Kajewski, that's the best thing I have heard in a week.
Mike, you need to get out more, bro.
Yeah. All right.
Jeremy Kajewski. Tell me that's not just going to bring a crowd to its feet, man.
Jeremy, thanks for sharing your picture. Home record. Brenda and Eric Schreiber. Okay, by the look of their Facebook page, I'm going to do a James Massetti here. By the look of their Facebook page, they're still married because they got the end. Brandon Simon always picks on Brandon and Victoria Phillips.
Yes.
He goes, how do you get one of them co-mingled Facebook pages? It's a lot of fun there. So clearly not the home wrecker. They're still together. Or maybe they're not together and they just kept their Facebook page. One of the two. So home wrecker. But that alludes to spending too much money and too much time.
Do you get joint custody of your Facebook account in one of those situations?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to check the divorce decree on that, Mike, and see how it all shakes out. How did you name your puller? Jill Bermania?
Sure.
Narcissist. Holy cow. Because my little brother is a narcissist. Smiley face. Okay. Hoping that's a joke because narcissism is not fun.
No,
I
it's
worked for a
real.
narcissist one day for a couple months. I didn't know what it meant, Mike, until you worked for one. So I will throw that out there. Narcissist. That's a pulling truck, Mike.
There you go.
You like them pulling trucks.
Yeah,
Jill, thank you. Jill, thank
I
you
like
for
it.
submitting that. I like it.
The Narcissist.
Danger Zone. Michael Tarswell, Family in the Service, and Love the Movie. I like it. That is say Danger Zone, right, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. No.
That's
kinda
is that a super stock truck with cut tires, Mike? You think?
That I'm gonna put that as a pro stock 4-wheel drive in an association that allows cut tires. You see, the Outlaws, our pro stocks are
DOTs,
DOT tires, but there are associations, and that was even a discussion at the Outlaws this year. I think again was, do we ever go to those cut tires? But looking at just where your air intake is kind of tucked below the hood, that tells me we got a smaller motor here. I'm gonna call that a 400 some odd cubic inch 485 or whatever pro stock truck just with cut tires.
Yeah, I walked by the room at the banquet last weekend of the pro stock gas guys, and there was like 3 or 4 different sets of tires in there on the floor. I thought that was kind of fun. So.
Yeah, they did change it a little bit. I don't know, it's different size maybe. I don't remember.
All right, we got the Midnight Mafia Reloaded. Midnight Mafia came up with the name in 2004 on my first truck working in the shop after midnight, and it just kind of put it all together, and it's stuck since.
Yeah, Mike, you see a lot of like late nights and up all nights, and stuff like Weekend Warriors and stuff like that. Home Wrecker.
So I came on here last week and I said, if you have a green one, quit saying green, quit saying buck, quit saying deer. If you have a red one, you're not allowed to say red. You're not allowed to say binder anymore. But one I will give you a pass on is the Reloaded. I'm okay with that. You see that recycled a lot in pulling. Anytime they blow up the first one or they build a second one, you see, such and such and such Reloaded. Like, I can dig that. That's got that, looking down the barrel of a gun, shooting right out the gate kind of deal. The Reloaded.
I think President Trump should name you the Secretary of Pulling Vehicle Names, Mike, and every pulling vehicle name has to go across your desk in Bevier, Missouri before it gets put on.
It's henceforth decreed if the deer, red, green, binder, buck, you can't use those anymore. We have run out. There is no more adjectives you can put in front of those 5 nouns. And
can you please tell the pulling associations to name a class other than light, limited, pro, super, and farm and stock?
Oh, I dig that. I'm on. We're honoring traditions and time. Now, when you see the state levels and you start getting the double light, super limited, pro hot fields, like, and I do backflips trying to keep up with it.
Because I'm broke. Well said. What's the name of the truck?
Poor Man's Pride.
Poor Man's Pride. I like that.
I dig it. That's a 2-wheel drive.
It is a 2-wheeler.
No, that can't be right. Look at the weight box on the front. He just doesn't have his meats on the front.
Yeah.
I wonder what class that is in. I like the name of it. Cool.
Next.
My favorite saying, why not? Why not?
Why not?
Paul Gonzalez. I like that. Why not? There's a why not van.
There is.
I like the why not van. That's fun. That's one of your Pro Mod 4x4 chassis. The why not van, Mike, out of TNT area.
Super modified. Super modified.
Super modified. So
last one.
Hulk. Chris Turner says it's green, and my nephews like the Incredible Hulk, so they named it. So that's good. That's green, and they didn't say buck or deer or green.
He's got the Jason Wayman lights out there. He's got the Megatron lights going on in front. Kenzie.
Do you have a man crush on Jason Wayman, Mike? I mean, own it.
It's okay.
No,
man crushes are not Mike. Okay, stop. No, first of all, man crushes are not sexual. Okay, they're purely heterosexual. It's just I like him. I have a man crush on Brian Massetti. He's my hero out in California. I do like his son. Is he in makeup still? I like his son James better now because he brought the Facebook Marketplace game to the Let's Grow Pulling podcast. So James has stepped up above Brian Massetti, but Brian still is a matriarch of the Massetti family. Well, patriarch. Thank you, Kenzie. But Mike, so I feel like you have a man crush on Jason. You want to talk about it real quick before we bring Massetti's on there?
He's a pretty cool guy.
Jason Wayman has the most dominant. He's got the most dominant pulling vehicle in Adair and Macon County. So he's a stud. I played basketball against him in high school. He beat me a lot. So it is.
He's a lot taller. He's a lot taller than you, Mike.
He's a lot taller than most people. Not you. You're a lot taller than I am.
Did he block your shot a lot, Mike?
I don't think I got to play a lot. I think when our teams played each other, I did a lot of clapping and said, "Come on, guys."
Come on. I bet you were a great teammate, Mike. Very positive, Patty.
I will say this. So my sons and I watched the new Transformers movie this weekend, and that led to a very confusing discussion about Megatron because my son understands pulling a lot more than he understands pop culture. And so we didn't understand why Megatron was a jet or something because normally, anywho, you get it.
And just think, you learned your stuff from the Puller magazine, and your kids get to watch YouTube and Facebook and TikTok and stuff like that.
Outlaw Pulling TV and Full Pull Live. That's just where they live.
Oh, yeah. Kenzie found it. Hold on, Mike. Close your eyes, Mike. Close your eyes. I'll tell you when to open them, Mike. Okay.
I'm scared.
Keep them closed. Keep them closed, Idle. We're not going to do anything bad because you'll get fired.
This was. I welcomed him. This was funny.
Whoa! Did I tell you to open your eyes, Idle?
Oh, sorry.
No good stuff.
This is at Wisner.
I want this to be the Facebook cover on the Outlaw Facebook page tonight.
Okay. Just a pair of Northeast Missouri boys doing Northeast Missouri things. I welcome him. I was like, "Hey, Wayman, welcome to the Winner's Circle." And he laughed. He goes, "Winner's Square," because we had like tape roped off in a square. And so then I joked the rest of the night and talked about the Winner's Square. And Ron looks over and he goes, "What? Why are you talking about the Winner's Square?" I said, "Well, look at it, Ron. Jason Wayman says that it's a square. It's not a circle." And it was a square. So
I like how this guy.
The Winner's Square at Thunder by the River,
Wisner, Nebraska.
Carry on.
All right. Now, and Mike, and once we get rolling, I know you got school tomorrow. We're gonna let you go, Mike. We appreciate you coming on for the first 98 minutes of Let's Grow Pulling. Let's Grow Pulling would be nothing without you, Mike. We love you, bro. You're awesome. So,
do I have to say it back on live TV?
Yeah, you have to say you love me. My friends, and I say I love you, that means you say you love me back. Like, those are just the rules. Those are just the rules. So they're just the rules.
It's in my contract, guys. Jason Schultz makes me say that I love him. So,
Mike, go ahead and log off and have a good night.
All right. Have fun.
Take care.
Take care.
See you next week.
Bye, Mike.
Yep. Bye, everybody.
So now,
hang on.
Oh, Mike, remove yourself, buddy. There you go. So now we should do like the little click, like the movie chop here. We're going out west to be a cowboy. Yeah. Did you do that? Do you have a graphic for him?
I do. There's just no sound.
That's okay. Was better another because we're gonna bring on Massetti and friends.
Yes, we are.
It's my favorite time on Monday nights. I'm not gonna lie. So.
I like how James is relaxing in that.
Yeah, James is good like that. So it's like Brian's in his car. So they're out celebrating Kevin's birthday tonight.
Yes, we were.
I have pictures of Kevin actually celebrating his birthday tonight. So we're gonna have to describe this here. Kevin, what do we got going on in this picture, sir?
What's up, buddy?
Can you see the screen, boss?
Yeah, I see it. Can you see me?
I don't care about seeing you. Tell me what's going on in the picture.
Well, how do I look, though?
You look great. You look great.
Good. This is my buddy, what's his name? Congo. He came out after dinner. He brought me a beer.
Nice. And what kind of beer did he bring you, Kevin?
Coors Light.
Nice.
It was in a bottle, and we had to shotgun them together.
Nice.
It's tough.
Yeah, I feel like you've shotgunned a beer before, Kevin Massetti, so I'm not too worried about it.
No, I'm also, by the way, BTW, in the car with Amanda, Emily, and Addison. We're all together in the car.
So, nice.
Say acid?
Addison.
Oh,
Addison. Sorry, Addison.
They're toasting. Oh, there's Jim and Joan in the background.
Yes.
Yeah, J and J were there.
You guys have like the best parents.
A&E and A were there. Everybody's there. It was great. He also gave me he snuck in, what was that called? Sake. He told me, "Here, take this. It's water." And I said, "No, it's not water." and then he did it like 5 times.
Good deal. We lost Brian, but that's okay. We got James.
It's okay. We can cover it without him. Hi, James.
Hey, Kev. Happy birthday.
Thanks, buddy. What's up, Dean?
What's happening, Kevin? Happy birthday.
My blind selling brother.
I know there's not many of us, man.
Nope, just the 2. Are you in the car? No, you're not in the car.
No, I just sneak out to the camper to hide from the loud kids.
Smart.
Only place to get peace and quiet. How was everybody's Thanksgiving?
Thankful.
Very thankful. Very good. Yeah. Thanks for coming on tonight, Dean. We
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me, man. Excited. Yeah. Had a blast last year and super excited for next year to come.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Hopefully Dad gets back on here soon. But yeah, we normally start the show off and just have you tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do outside of pulling. Kind of hinted at it there.
So
give us a rundown.
Dad of 2 beautiful girls. I do commercial window coverings. Similar industry as Kevin. Oh, there he is. He's back.
Hey, guys.
All
right, are we good now?
And that takes a lot of my time. I own 2 different outfits, kind of specializing in the same thing. And then the girls are 5 and 7, so that takes a bunch out of there, and we throw pulling on the mix. That kind of takes a good majority of the time. And yeah, not too exciting over here between day-to-day regular life.
Well, talk to us a little bit. What do you pull, and who do you pull with? Just give us a rundown.
So the team is HMS Diesel. We also go by Gray Area Pulling. Got a 2007 Dodge 5.9 Cummins. I've been pulling work stock all year. Had a great year. I think we took first in the season, and then just came up a little bit short at the invitational, but had a great time with everybody. It is my first year pulling this truck. I came from a manual 06 truck and decided to try the automatic life, and so it was a whole new experience for me, learning to shift on the column instead of launching off the foot, and definitely some learning curves. Had a few 4th gear runs, which you're not supposed to do. Found neutral a time, so that was fun. And yeah, learn as you go. But the truck stayed together thanks to the crew. I mean, I've got Nick Jiska, Chris Flores, and Les Schmidt. It's really the 4 of us, and they're the masterminds and try to set us all up for success. So couldn't ask for a better family of pullers, and then the venue that you guys bring to it is full circle. So couldn't ask for much more.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it. You and all your team helping out throughout the year.
Dean, what class do you pull in?
I pull in work stock currently.
Okay. We're trying to find a picture of your truck. So
it's a gray
one
Cummins. Right.
So yeah, does pretty good. I definitely can't complain. We're making, minor changes, definitely just going through, freshening up, make sure we're ready for next season, and give it all hell again. Hopefully it holds together,
Yeah. Did you always pull this truck in work stock?
No, this truck came from 2.6, but I wasn't comfortable as a driver yet just walking into 2.6. So we went ahead and dropped down to the 300 frame Charger and trying to get me used to the truck at a lower power before letting me loose and, tearing everything up in a hurry. So we'll see how everything lays out for next year. Plan is it's still to stick work stock, so that it give me another year under the belt, start figuring things out again, and then always looking for the next step. So we'll see where that takes us, but also as funds are available as well. Don't have full unlimited bank account, which I did.
Sure. And tell us, what is HMS Diesel? Is it just a pulling team, or?
It's Hooligan Motorsports out of Dublin. Nick, and we call him Pookie, but Chris, Nick's the owner of the shop. Pookie's the head mechanic, and they specialize in Cummins.
known Nick for, well, really the whole team for almost 20 years now. And then my wife grew up family with Nick. So he's been, don't quote me on this, probably I'd have to be about 07, 05 when the shop opened up, somewhere in that area. And yeah, he's a darn good mechanic. Definitely the place you want to go for Cummins. They do work on other things, but Cummins and sled pulling is kind of the specialties that they go after.
This was your first full season, wasn't it, Dean?
It was. This is the first time that we fully committed, at least me personally. I've been around you guys and with Les and Jason Wells, all the guys back when, 07, 08, everything was just kind of kicking off. Josh Lacey was going strong, and those were the good outlaw days. I dabbled a couple times with my red truck, and then it was time. I blew the freeze plugs out of it at NHRA up and ready. So it was either time to put a motor in that truck, and Les had the bullet for sale for a while. And we were at Shides 2 years ago when we actually decided to shake hands and make the deal on the truck. So then we knew I had something that could take the abuse for a full season, and we enjoyed doing it. So it was our first full swing, and bringing the family along with the girls and everything. They've loved every second of it.
Well, we've really enjoyed having you there, and I think, I don't know, early in the year you told me, oh yeah, we already got our reservations for, I think it was Susanville or something. And I thought, wow, these guys they're serious. That's cool. So we definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, we made the time, and we're doing it again next year. So whatever you slap on the schedule, we're going to do our darndest to make sure we show up for better or for worse.
Cool. We're working on that now. But I don't know if you guys had mentioned it. Sorry, I was a little late coming in. I'm going to switch over to the other. But Dean is our work stock champion this year.
Oh no!
Sorry.
Oh no! Dean's our workshop champion.
Yeah, sorry about that.
We were super excited for that. I mean, putting in the miles and the work, we were super excited and proud as a team for that to take place. And also, Chris' teammate was a champion in stock diesel as well, I believe. So two championships on the first season is quite an accomplishment for us.
It takes a lot of dedication and a lot of time and miles, and we appreciate you guys doing that.
Yeah, you know how many working parts and pieces it is, and how many can break or derail on the same time. So, also a miracle it all stayed together. So,
that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Well, we appreciate you joining us tonight and sharing a little bit about yourself and how you got to where you are. And I think now, did we mention today's Kev's birthday?
What was that?
Did we mention today is Kevin's birthday?
We did.
Okay, good.
Should we all sing happy birthday to him? Break his eardrums?
Probably.
Yeah, we could, or we could we'll just wish him a happy birthday.
There's no need. That's okay. Yeah, we just go cheers.
And cheers.
Oh shit, still drinking, huh? I've never been to.
No, I just started.
No. So I've never seen a teppanyaki chef, first of all, pour some muy grande shots of sake for a guest.
They're
and
huge.
Then they were like styrofoam
cups.
And then he was all done and everything. Okay, you guys have a good night. And he left, and he walked back out with 2 Coors Lights, and there it is. And so but then he told him, you got to down it with me. So they both did, like troopers. So anyways, that was pretty cool.
That guy was no joke.
No, he's pretty legit.
What was the name of the restaurant you guys went to?
Yoshino's.
Yoshino's, okay.
In Fresno.
Fresno.
Yeah. Good place.
Very good establishment.
It looks good.
Looking for good teppanyaki, head to Yoshino's in Fresno on Blackstone. We'll get
perfect.
Ask for Congo if you go.
Congo, yeah.
He's a good cook.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, enough of Kevin's birthday. I think what everybody comes here for is Facebook Marketplace.
Here we go.
James, how are you, buddy?
Doing well, doing well. I'm very excited for this episode. Let me know when you can see my presentation here. I saw Uncle Steve pop in there for a minute.
Hi, Steve.
You back?
There she is. There's the old bullet.
There we go.
Look at that rascal.
Well placed slide there, James. I'm
Thank
impressed.
you. So, Dean, if you haven't watched the show, I'm going to show you a marketplace listing and then ask you to guess the seller's asking price. The closest answer without going over wins. It's Price is Right rules. You get 1 point for being the closest answer and 3 points for getting the exact answer. And the winner may or may not get a GSI T-shirt. Without further ado, I'm gonna
do horrible with this. You're not giving the cheat sheet away this time, right? We're not getting the prices ahead of time.
No cheat sheets. No, I don't do cheat sheets.
Yeah, Trevor the cheater's not on tonight, so
yeah. Luckily, Trevor's not on. Is Steve back with us?
I think I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Great.
driving. I hope you guys are okay with that.
yeah, Steve's sober tonight.
Wait, I just said I was driving. No, you're right. I am sober tonight.
Nope, I can tell by your voice. I just met you last week, but we spent 4 hours together last Monday night.
We sure did.
So this first listing
What
is
a night, huh?
Super stock 2-wheel drive. It's coming to you out of Bangor, Maine. It's got a 355 small block with a SM 465 and a dual disc clutch. It's got a Dana 80 rear with some aluminum wheels back there on some big 36-inch STS tires and lots more, which is available for only serious buyers. Absolutely no trades. And it's a turnkey truck ready to pull.
Shit.
I believe that's a wrap, not a paint job, from the pictures I've seen. It's pretty interesting. Why don't we start off with Uncle Kev, birthday boy? What do you think about this super stock 2-wheel drive?
Oh, this is tough, man. I love the body style.
Yeah, great body style.
It's got a small block.
Does.
I'm just going to read the things. It's got aluminum
Yeah,
wheels.
no, go for it.
I'm going to say this has got to be this could be like it depends. He's from Maine though too. He's not from like another state.
True.
Let's
Did you ever notice it takes Kevin like 3 days? Like we pick on Trevor about cheating, but and I know Kevin's not smart enough to look at his phone.
No, I'm not.
This at the same
I'm
time.
not cheating. Look, I got a beer cap in my hand.
Well, I want you to find an hourglass
And a beer in the other one.
to put on the screen and like have it flip over and like time out.
I'm gonna
That'd be
say
like
this
deal.
has got to be a.
Over.
It could be 20, could be 10, could be 30, 15 and a half, 15.5.
15.5.
Boom.
All right, now we're gonna move to
Lock it
Dean.
in.
I'm gonna say 20K even.
20. Okay. We'll go to Uncle Steve next. What do you think about this orange Chevy?
This guy seems like he knows what he's got.
He does.
And this is red pull, right?
It's ready to pull. Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't come with a trailer though.
Turnkey, no trailer included.
And this is gas.
You
right?
probably
This
drive
is-
it though to the pull.
This is gas. Yes.
All right. I just mean it's not methanol or anything. All right, so I'm gonna go with. I think this guy he's only taking serious buyers. I think he's at 25.5.
25.5. Okay.
That's a pretty good guess.
We'll go to Dad next.
I think we're at 23,000.
23. Okay.
Shit. That might have been
And
too low.
Jason, we'll move to you.
17.4.
17.4. I like it.
That's probably a good guess.
Last guess, Kenzie.
Let's do 16.6.
16.6. I like the numbers.
It's interesting.
This one actually 16 flat.
Oh,
That gives it to Uncle Kev 15-5.
Holy shit.
I guess.
Wow.
Starting off his birthday strong.
I'll take
There's a
that.
point. I mean, what can you say? It was
That's
worth taking the time for. That's for
What
sure.
did
That's a bargain too. It's a good deal.
It's a good deal. Yeah.
What was my
Don't worry about it, Kevin. You got the point. It doesn't matter.
You had 15-5.
Suckers. That was good.
Now,
Oh,
Steve,
here we go.
I'm going to give you a package deal here. You get the Jeep and the trailer. Okay. So it's a mega Jeep, not your average Jeep. It's got some big ass tires. It weighs 5 tons, which is a fancy way of saying 10,000 pounds. It's got Night Stalker shocks. There's some long boys. Built 350 motor and a built turbo 400 transmission. The trailer is a 22-foot gooseneck. That was the only picture included. And it's from Springtown, Texas. We'll start with Dean this time as we keep it moving down the line. Dean, do you have any experience with mega vehicles?
I am not up to date with mega vehicles. I mean, in my opinion, that trailer's looking about just as much worth as that Jeep is. But
that's fair.
He knows what he got. I mean, they always know what they have. You know what I mean?
Quit wasting time, Dean. Quit wasting time.
21K.
21.
Kidding.
Okay.
Take all your time.
And Steve, what do you think about this package deal?
With a 350-400 combo,
yeah,
both built. Hey, those tires, those like tractor tires, right? I mean, like that's
yes. They are.
Can you tell what size those wheels are? Is that like 20? What is it? 28 inch? What do they come on?
I can't say for sure. It looks like 30s though. I mean, they're big for sure.
I think it's more. I think it's a little higher than we're doing. I'm going to go with 40,000.
40,000.
Hey, by the way, I just want you guys to know I am not driving right now. I mean, I'm moving, but the truck is driving all by itself.
Okay.
Oh, you could be drinking.
You could be drinking. Yeah.
I'm autopilot. Anyway, I'm going to go with 40, and I'm 40. Really kind of in the dark on this one.
Okay, that's fair. We'll move to Dad.
I'm liking about 27,500.
27.5. Okay. Did you factor in the color too? Because I mean that's worth something.
I didn't on this one. I wish I had,
okay.
But I don't think those are real headlights. That's got a. Those headlights look like they look.
I don't
like
think there's any headlights in the. I think it's just a tarp behind it. What it looks like. We'll go to Jason Schultz.
What did Dean say?
He said 21 flat.
Okay. Is anybody who said? And Steve said 40.
Steve did say 40.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 40,500.
45. Gotcha. And we'll go to Kenzie next.
Let's do 29.9.
29.9.
Kenzie thinks it's on a car lot.
And Uncle Kev.
Oh, I know. We all are.
Can I get a recap of the guesses so far?
Sure thing. On the low side, we have Dean with 21,000. On the high side, we've got Jason with 40.5 thousand.
21 was the low.
Yes.
Nope.
I found a better one.
Or what was the next? What else? Is there anything else in the 20s?
There's a 21, and then there's a 27.5, and then a 29.9.
I'm gonna do a beautiful mind thing right here. 21, 29. He probably went with a round number. 23, 4, 24, 25,000.
25,000.
Beautiful mind with,
hard way
with
to
Russell
get there.
Crowe. Do you ever see that?
For this package deal, it was
No.
25,000.
Oh, man.
Unbelievable.
I'm gonna get
honestly.
accused of cheating.
But
I wonder why.
25,000. It is a pretty even number.
It's a round number.
Yes, yeah, it was a round number.
They go 25, 50, 75. Those are the round ones.
That is true.
You guys.
Those are round
I'm
numbers. I mean, he's on a streak, clearly.
Hey Dean. What's your favorite Kevin Massetti story before tonight?
Oh, jeez.
Dean, we don't have that many stories yet, Dean.
We can mute you, Kevin. Shut up.
What?
We can mute you. I know it's your birthday, but Dean's our guest.
No, probably seeing him right after the invitational. That was a hell of a run, and you were on a high after that one.
That was
I love seeing it when people put on good runs. So and I know the feeling from it for sure. So that's our wildest one so far, but there's many more to make. That's for sure.
We haven't even scratched the surface yet, really, Dean.
No, we were looking for each other at the invitational, but we just never linked up. But
a couple of blind guys out there. How many people call you the blind guy?
I get it all the time.
It's dumb
all the time, and I just tell them, no, I'm a shady individual. Throw it back the other way.
Hey, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Dean, I'm going to use that. All right. Sorry for the sidebar, guys. Go ahead.
I'd like to point out the very obvious comment on the screen. Justin Van Tassel, our very own hood rat and driver of the red sled, says Trevor must be texting Kevin the answers. Yes, I do. I feel like when Kevin's doing his,
I would believe that.
I play dumb on TV because like my birthday and things like that.
I'll text Trevor right now, and you can see what our last text was.
I don't know if we want to see that.
Yeah.
I think we made Kevin go early. James, I think we made Kevin go early this time.
Okay, we'll make Kevin go first this time.
Yeah, dude, it was a guess. It was a round number. Oh, I got this.
Here's a little hot rod garden tractor. It's very competitive. Just got new coil packs, plugs, injectors, and a fuel pump on it, and got the valves checked. It's a Dave Melton chassis, and with a 02 750 Gixxer motor in it. It's got bigger cams, hand throttle. You can see that steering wheel looks super sketch. It's like 4 inches wide. And like our friend Lonnie said, it's for sale, not on sale. And this is serious inquiries only. I will be pulling it when the season starts back if it hasn't sold. So this guy, he loves this tractor. Doesn't need to sell it, clearly. He still enjoys pulling it. Coming to you out of Scottsville, Kentucky. And before Trevor can text Kev the answer, why don't you give us a guess, Kev?
37.8. Ooh.
3,708?
Yeah, you're right. 37.80. 37. No, well, that could be worth
I
more.
feel like that was a gift from your nephew for your birthday.
3,780. Well, we'll see if Trevor texted me. Have Trevor send a picture of his text messages to me. The last one was happy birthday, Uncle Kev, this morning. Okay. But thanks, T-Dog. So
we'll say 3,780.
3,780.
We'll jump to Dad next.
I'm gonna go with 4,500.
4,500.
I like the little tombstone looking thing on the front.
Mm-hmm. You said 4,500?
Yes, please, 4,500.
Gotcha. And Mr. Beer Money, Jason Schultz.
7,500.
7,500.
Whose dog is pissed off?
That's my dog. Sorry, it's Olive. She's hungry.
Give her some peanut butter.
I've already guessed. I'll be right back. I'm gonna pick a dog.
We'll go Kenzie next.
10,000.
10K.
Look, I'm leaving my phone right here. Okay, no cheating.
He's got
And
I'm going to say 8,200.
8,200.
I got this. Can you put the dog
Steve,
on him?
last guess. Walk us through your answer here.
I mean, I really liked Jason's answer. It was Jason 7,500. I was thinking 8,000, but here's the problem: like 8,200 cuts off of me. So
it's true.
I hate to do this to Dean. Like Dean, you and I have never even met, and I feel like I'm going to do you dirty right now.
No, you're good.
I got to go with 8,201.
That is the game. That is the game.
It's bullshit.
Going pretty hot.
Don't worry. Don't worry, Dean. It didn't matter.
Good.
It was
We were way high anyways.
What did I say?
Dad said 4,500. Dead on guess.
Who's cheating now?
Trev might be sending the answers to Dad now.
Trevor.
So that's 3 points.
That puts him in the lead.
Son of a bitch.
Kevin's still in the lead with a 1 point lead, but Kevin's lead not looking so great now. We're going to move on
that I have more of these stupid things than anybody else on this panel. So that's a problem.
True. He does have a pretty good advantage there.
Yeah, that's cheating too.
For our fourth listing, we're gonna look at this Pimp My Ride car.
Yeah, dude.
It was on the show, the TV show.
Wait,
and
like Ludacris actually pimped this ride?
I believe so. I haven't found the episode, but it does appear that way. It's got a sweet stereo system, but he's not a car stereo expert, so he's not sure about how it works. Also, somewhat suspiciously, it runs, but it needs an ignition switch, which is a little strange.
But it is included.
Like as if it's hot wired?
As if it could possibly be hot wired. And I don't really feel like Pimp My Ride would leave the car with exposed wires like this. So it also will need to be towed, which doesn't really line up with the runs, but needs ignition switch, which is included. So I'm a little skeptical here about this one.
But it's just
for many years. He says the interior is in excellent condition with just a little bit of dust. You'd kind of assume that someone would
why doesn't he just
wipe the dust down?
Yeah.
So it's
what's it got in it,
really.
Jack?
What's that?
What's the engine?
It doesn't say. I can't give you that information, unfortunately.
Look at the
Do you know
back.
what
though,
year
with
this
the
station
speaker.
wagon is? That's dope. It's
Who
sweet, but
in
what
the
year is it?
hell dumps that kind of money into that piece of shit car?
Pimp My
Whoa,
Ride.
whoa, whoa.
No offense to station wagons, but come on.
Well, it does have a pretty sweet paint job and some cool rims. Clearly, some nice window tint there too. It's so there's a little bit of some issues.
I like to phone a friend. Like to phone a friend. What's that town in California it's from?
It's Lucerne. That's where they make the milk.
And how far is that from? How far is that from Compton?
It's not close.
Far.
Okay, so
Isn't Lucerne up by Ukiah?
Is it Northern California?
Is Lucerne's up by Ukiah, isn't it? I'm gonna
They're
look
famous
real
for
quick
their
here.
mint. Yeah, it's a good town. Lucerne.
Lucerne, California is it's up by Clear Lake. Yeah. Kind of on the north side of Clear Lake. So
it's next to Concern, but they're less worried.
Oh, see,
You
that's
guys
very
get it?
funny.
yes.
But Jason, to answer your question, it's about as far as you could get from Compton and still be in California.
It's
Okay,
pretty
thank you.
close. It's pretty far up there, yeah.
It's 8 hours and 10 minutes.
Okay.
You guys
Could
didn't
have
have
been
Concern.
stolen from Compton.
Very
realistically.
much marijuana country.
Yes, very much. We'll start this one off with you, Jason.
I gotta go 10 grand.
10
Whoa.
grand. Okay.
Jesus.
And Kenzie, you'll go next.
11.5.
11.5. Okay, Kev, what do you think about the Pimp My Ride car?
Oh God, this could go anywhere.
Yeah.
10 to 11.5 is our range.
Yep.
I'm gonna say it's a $14,300 car. 14.3.
14.3. And we'll
Lock it
move
in.
to Dean.
I mean, I got to come in low on that one, man. I'm thinking 7,500.
I fucked up. You're right.
What brought you to that? The fact that it may be stolen? Or
Yeah, no ignition. Of course, you're getting a nice clean bill of sale, right? Never been totaled or nothing. So
With
you know,
no
how it's
ignition.
gonna go.
You're right.
Gotcha.
Damn it.
All right.
Well,
We'll
they got to be
go,
hurting for cash for sure. They're for hurting for cash.
yeah. We'll go
I want
to
that
Steve.
van. What about that van next to it?
Can't give you the details
That's-
on that one.
That one's the meth lab next to it.
So our range right now is like, what was it, 7,500 to like 14.3 or something?
That's right.
I mean, the thing is, that was probably a $14,000 stereo 14 years ago when they did this. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like this guy may still think it's worth what Discovery Channel or whoever put into it. But I'm going to go with 16 even.
Wow, that's
16
solid.
It
I'm not
is
saying
all
it's
the
worth
same from the show, as
Right.
they say.
Except it's
we'll
dusty.
go to Brian next.
22,000.
Whoa.
22,000.
Coming in strong.
So
did
we've got
Ludacris
a,
actually build this or whatever, or whoever the guy was?
I believe
He's the
so.
host.
Yes,
He's the host.
No,
I mean,
he hosts
Luda.
it. He doesn't build them. But
The lunar exhibit or something?
Oh, it could've been
Yes, it was exhibit.
oh,
Yeah.
it wasn't Luda. It was
Yeah, it was exhibit.
oh really?
my
You're
bad.
Right.
You're
Thank
right.
you.
And it's
So
in the-
the low end is Dean with 7,500, and the high end is Dad with 22,000.
Shit, James
It
made a
is
point.
9,000.
Whoa.
So it will
Wow.
go to Dean.
Way to go,
Sweet.
Dean.
Well done, Dean.
Attaboy, Dean.
Jason pretty close, but the point goes to Dean. So to recap our
Yeah,
score
Dean
here-
sounds like he's maybe, flipped a couple hot rides before. So I think I'm gonna start following Dean's lead.
No,
Yeah,
we're
so he,
clean over
he knew
here.
it was exhibit. I think he probably watched the show.
I did.
Probably.
It was a great
Yes.
show.
I mean, this
Uh,
specific episode, though.
Oh, okay, my bad.
That's why he
Kev
knows.
is in the lead with 4 points. Dad is just behind with 3, and Dean is trailing behind, but not out of it yet with 1 point. We're moving on now to this nice Cinderella carriage.
Oh, Jesus
Super
Christ.
Jesus
hard to
Christ.
find, barely used. It's in mint condition. It's got
Everybody
hydraulic
wants
brakes and storage in the back. It's got a removable top that's brand new. These carriages are extremely popular, and if you have a
what do you
carriage
think this is
business,
worth?
like many of us do, it would pay for itself very quickly.
Bitch.
I'm encouraging you to look for yourselves. You can't find these carriages anywhere else that are used. And if you buy a new one, you're going to be out a couple months, realistically.
Oh,
And this one is just in time for the Christmas season.
it's
I
true.
have actually seen a lot of similar carriages, not quite as pimped out as this one, rolling around the neighborhoods near campus here. So there is definitely high demand. Pick yourself up this bad boy, grab a couple horses, and you're in the Profitville. This one's coming to you out of Taylorsville, North Carolina, and I believe we're going to start this one off with Kenzie.
Oh God.
Kenzie, have you watched Cinderella, and is that going
Yeah.
to influence your guess?
Well, does it turn into a pumpkin at midnight?
You know, they did not say whether or not it does, but for the sake of the show, we're going to assume that it does.
Okay. 1,500.
1,500. Okay. And Uncle Kev, what do you think about the Cinderella carriage?
Holy shoot. This is a tough one, guys. I don't.
Yes.
It does have a removable top.
No, this is perfect. Don't say anything.
What did Kenzie say?
No.
Nothing.
Oh, 1,500.
That's got to be a 30. Insert Jeopardy theme song.
Dun, 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 dun,
I'm going to say
dun,
30.
dun.
Oh, God. 32. 3,200. 3,500.
3,500.
I think I went too low. Yep, too low.
And Dean, you're next.
Let's say, oh, geez. 12.5.
12.5.
A lot of work in that thing.
True. Steve, you're up.
James, you said that there's a lot of these around your campus.
There are similar, not quite as high quality or as intricate, but yes, there are.
I mean, do you happen to know what they charge for a ride around the park or whatever?
You know, I don't, but let's just say $20 a person seems reasonable.
For how long of a ride? I got to do some math, so I need some help.
We'll
It'll pay for
say-
itself very quickly, but
It's like a 35 to 40 minute ride, probably.
might
But
pull
it's not like you can get a solo ride. Like they'll pack that baby full.
Sure,
So if
no,
you don't
I
have
can see
enough
that.
people to fill it, they're going to wait till they have more people.
Sure. So I mean, they may pull in
Right.
$100 a ride, but so we probably $400 or $500 a day. I'm going to go with very quickly. I'm going to go with about $4,400.
It's a good guess, Steve. Good job.
You factor in though the like the recurring cost of keeping the horses fed and maintained, because that's part of the business too. That really
Yeah,
takes away.
no, it does, but I mean, they don't give these things away.
No, that's true. I understand.
Hey, you think you could figure out a way to hook up a like a riding lawnmower with
like a
36-inch tires to
4x4
this?
with 38-inch tires. I was thinking that exact thing. Yeah.
If only there was someone we could call.
I
Paint
absolutely
that sucker white.
do
Okay.
think that I
I'm
could.
gonna go with whatever number I said a minute ago that I don't remember.
4,400.
Thank you.
Sounds good. We'll go to Dad next.
I think $9,000.
Holy shit.
How many?
$9,000.
Okay.
He might be right on. Damn it.
Was Dean? You're 12.5. Was that 12,500?
Yeah, 12,500. I know
There's
that's
a lot of steel in that thing.
Yeah,
Just the salvage value
I'm
of it is
thinking
probably.
Dean's in. I think Dean and I are in the right neighborhood.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And those things can't just be mass produced. I mean, look at the curvature of it, the pumpkin shape.
And they're hard to find.
They are
got
hard
brakes.
to find. Very hard to find.
Kevin's
By the
dog.
way,
wants
this thing has brakes, unlike the lawnmower we looked at last week.
Yeah. Well, we don't need the brakes on the lawnmower if the brakes
Exactly,
on this work.
Brian. Exactly.
Wow,
All right.
that is a great idea. We'll go to Jason now. You're gonna
Well, luckily, fellas, I'm a Cinderella carriage connoisseur, and I know that this particular make and model. I used to do this back in Iowa. This is how I paid for my first set of dentures.
No
So
shit.
in my freshman year, because I fell down and hit my head. But I'm gonna come in at 15.5.
Whoa, we were way off.
Oh my God, I'm so far.
You guys
I'm sure
assume I know
it's
what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
And I make it
that whole story was bullshit.
It sounded good. I'll give it to you.
So Kenzie is at 1,500 and Jason is at 15,500. Now it's 10,900 actually.
Whoa.
Kind of right in the middle of that. You know,
I
most
told
of
you,
the
Dean
range.
and I were in the right neighborhood.
Yeah.
You were, and Dean was just a little over.
Yeah,
That
a
gives
little
the
high.
point to Dad. He was at 9,000.
I don't think Brian's ever won before. I don't think Brian needs a GSI T-shirt.
I believe he
love how
did win one.
Hey
before.
James, my favorite
Yes.
part about your Uncle Steve is that he's rolling around in $100,000 Cybertruck, and he could easily get a GSI T-shirt, but he thinks about this like to the
Yeah.
extreme. Like, you know what
No,
I mean?
he's gonna make that deal with Lonnie, and
Yeah.
buy
I'm gonna
that
win
one
last week.
for
That's exactly right.
2,800. Yes.
Just
It's,
for the
it's about winning.
Yes.
No,
It-
clearly you are
and-
very competitive, sir.
That show, I mean, the victory does go to Kevin for that last show, but it can be overturned. I'm willing to.
No.
I feel like
No.
it's still up in the air.
It is still up in the air. Yeah, until he either blocks Jason's number or Steve makes a deal, it's up in the air. And we're gonna go to our final listing. Not a 4-wheel drive lawnmower, but it is a Cummins swapped Cadillac limo.
There we go.
And I'm just going to give you this dude's whole spiel because I didn't really need to change anything. Whether you're a single dude needing more room for all your ladies or a happily married Mormon with 2 wives and 8 kids, this multi-purpose ride is for you. It's a 94 Cadillac Fleetwood 6-door Eureka coach conversion with a VE pump 12-valve Cummins with 110,000 miles on it. 47 RH trans with an NP 271 transfer case. It's got a high pinion Dana 60 in the rear, and it's got disc brakes, Super Duty rear 20-inch wheels. It's got 37-inch Toyos on it. The AC is all there, but it has a little leak. The brakes have developed a little spongy feel.
My name is Kid.
Yeah, dude, this is Kid Rock all the way.
It might need a master cylinder,
Better jump up the boogie.
but it's loud, it's comfortable, it's eye-catching, and it's really dependable. He's trusted it on multiple road trips.
I feel like he doesn't really understand the meaning of the word dependable. Leaking the brakes.
No, it's dependable. It will cruise at 90 with ease. Trades, he likes trades. But he's into practical stuff, obviously. Super Duties, 1 tons, 3/4 tons, farm trucks, herd bulls, farm equipment, show cattle, side-by-sides, tractors, maybe even boats. But on the right day. But absolutely no more motorcycles or horses.
Oh,
He's just not that kind of guy. Pretty much anything but a motorcycle or a horse, you will take for this
I was
come
gonna
and
trade him
swap
a
Cadillac limo.
fucking motorcycle.
This thing is sweet. And you
James,
can
does he have a
see-
phone number?
I wish he does, Jason. I wish he did.
Because Jennifer and Lonnie have not been responsive to me today for my follow-up round 2. They've been they're not answering their phone or texting. So.
Did you try to Facebook message this guy, Jay?
I did. I messaged him at 4:00 today, and he has not read the message yet.
So James, the speech is going to be: I get together with my college buddies every Monday night, and
Yes.
we get drunk and we buy things. And we'd like to talk to you tonight. Give them the time.
I don't even think I'm going to tell him that yet.
We want to talk about a Cadillac.
When he gets on, then we could say, hey, we're a bunch of college buddies. We like.
Does he have his phone number anywhere on the cars at all? Do you see
No,
anything?
This is bullshit.
These are the only two pictures.
Where's he from?
He is from Gentry, Arkansas.
Oh yeah,
drive
Gentry,
over there.
Can you spell it for me?
Gentry.
Okay,
but let's do our guesses before we really dig into
hold
it.
on. What's his name, James?
Well, I can't tell you that because then you're going to find the listing. We'll
He's
look
not
for
looking
this
that
in a moment.
No, we want to talk to him.
We're going to start with Kenzie, though. Kenzie, what do you think about this? Oh, sorry. I started with you last time. We're going to start with Kevin this time. It's a come and swap Cadillac limo. What more is there to say except the entire right side of the screen? What do you think he listed this beautiful machine for? Kevin?
I know. That's got to be. Oh God.
James, you're the
It could be anything.
Those 12
I'm
valve
gonna
guys
say-
are proud, man.
That is true.
Well, I mean, like he put the whole. What kind?
Do you not listen the first
I
time,
gotta
Kevin?
say, 20,000. Fuck it.
20,000. Dean,
Man,
what do you think?
I'm not.
You know, if it had a set of Longhorns in it, I'd be in for like 25 for sure. But missing the horns, man,
True.
it drops it to like say 16K.
16.
Dean, it does have some pretty good off-road lights up on top.
It does. Yeah.
That is bad.
Miss those, but
That's
no
a newer
Longhorn, man. It's
Cadillac.
got to have a
You're like
Longhorn
not
to make it
even
right.
It
It's a
actually
Cadillac,
looks
you're
like
right.
that's a spare tire up top too. So this thing's ready.
It's party ready.
Anything you throw at it.
I'm missing the details with my small screen.
Yeah.
Is that
no,
an El Camino behind it?
I think it's
no,
another
that's
Cadillac.
not an El Camino. That's another Cadillac. So we'll go to Uncle Steve next. What do you think?
Hey, Jay, can you tell? I'm also looking at a small screen. Can you tell? Did he swap a Cummins into a Cadillac, or did he take an old Dodge 12-valve frame?
I don't know. I'm going to assume the Dodge frame. Looking at it, it looks to me
That's
like
a long wheelbase, brother.
like that is a long wheelbase. So
you can see the frame below it, can't you?
Yes, you well, sorta. That might be the front drive shaft, which would indicate that it is, in fact, a truck body, and it's got the frame rail sticking out here. I'm thinking it's truck body, but
it's
I mean,
got to be.
frame.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. It's got to be a four-wheel drive because it's got some kind of transfer case. MP2 271.
Yeah, and it's got lockers up there too.
Okay. I'm sorry. What were the guesses so far?
Just 20 grand and 16 grand.
Are you making me go third? Man.
Yes, that's right.
And this is not like a built 12 valve, obviously. So
doesn't say, but it's got 110,000 miles on it.
Do you know how long it's been listed?
1 second.
Hey Kev, keep your shirt on tonight. Okay? It's a family show.
I do not know how long ago it was listed. It doesn't say.
That's okay. I'm gonna go low on this thing. I think I'm coming in at $11,246.
11,246. Gotcha. Dad, what do you think?
Man,
it's loud,
28.
comfortable, eye catching.
28,000.
28,000. Jason.
17.5.
17.5. Kenzie, last guess of the night.
14-9.
14-9. All right. So on the low end, we're at $11,246. On the high end, we're at $28,000. This is our last listing of the night. It is $20,000.
Come on.
Got the direct answer again.
Wait, what'd I say?
You said $20,000.
Oh, what did I say? Oh, wow.
It is his birthday, guys.
It's his birthday. I'm not going to
fair
accuse
enough.
him of anything. The
He's
guesses
got
were
that birthday luck.
pretty solid. I'm not going to say that there was anything overly suspicious, but
Dude,
But some people are saying.
it's on my hands the whole time.
well,
Dean thinking,
No,
I
you're
don't get this
shitting
hour
me.
of my life back.
James,
That's what Dean thinking.
That's a great guess, Kevin.
James, you're putting these numbers in after we guess. You're being sweet.
no, I am
You're
not.
being cute tonight. You shouldn't have
I
done
wish
that.
I was. Uncle Kev with the win, 7
20
points.
You're
That
shitting me.
puts him on a winning streak, actually, right now. And Dad, second
Under-
place, 4 points.
That's
protest.
possibly unbeatable.
It's
Unbeatable.
very possibly unbeatable. Streak of 2, yes.
Is that a
Um,
record,
Fire.
James?
I believe that is a record, actually. And we want to thank our guest, Dean. He came in with 3rd place, 1 point. Still solid
Way to go,
performance.
Still
for,
podium finish,
on the
baby.
show. Now, Jason, this guy's name
You
is
guys
Wes
got to guess the
Evans.
round numbers, dude.
It
20,000,
is true.
What's his name?
25,000.
It's Wes Evans. I'm looking through his other Facebook posts, see if he'll put his phone number on anything else.
Just Google it. Maybe. Have you guys tried that 411?
Fortunately.
Hey Siri,
Call him on Facebook.
call Wes Evans.
I don't see a Wes Evans in your contacts.
Ah,
To
Yeah,
who?
he doesn't have his number posted on any of the listings.
He's
Huh.
also in. Is this guy in Kentucky? Is that what? Oh no, that was the last one.
Arkansas.
This guy's in Arkansas.
It was 10 o'clock. It's probably not
It's
too
10:30. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it's not that late. You can call him.
Seems
Tell
like a
him we
nice
wanna
guy.
talk.
Clearly, he knows what he has, like Dean was saying earlier.
12 out guys, man. They know what they got.
He does, yeah. And
That was
that'll
really
do it
20,000.
for this episode. It was.
Is that
really
convertible listed anywhere else, Jay?
He doesn't have it on his Facebook. He must like that thing too much to sell it.
Yeah. That's too bad because that thing's cherry.
That is Cherry. Yeah.
What's his name again?
Wes
Wes
Evans.
Evans.
I got it.
Wonder how many little
I
trees
found his
that
business. I'm
thing
calling.
has.
Oh god.
Do we have 8 mutual friends? I have one. Well, you guys are all friends with him.
No.
No, he's from Lodi. Never mind.
Wes Evans.
There's a couple of them. Let's try a different one. There's one with 3.
Hi, is
He's
Wes
also
around?
from Escalon.
Okay, we were calling about his come and swap Cadillac limo that he has on Facebook Marketplace. We're interested in buying it. Do you have a number for him? Do you think he's still up tonight, or is it too late? I know it's 10:30. I feel bad.
This is gold.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, ma'am. Have a great night. Bye-bye. Life is good, fellers.
No way.
Did you get it?
Yeah,
How'd you do
I
that?
got it.
How the fuck did you do that?
Now this guy's gonna be normal because he owns a business. It's not gonna be like Lonnie and Jen.
Yeah,
It ain't
no.
going to be Lonnie, right?
Well, but I mean, he's got some good ideas.
Hey, Wes, it's Jason Schultz with the Beer Money Polling Team. How are you tonight? The Beer Money Polling Team, we do a podcast, and we found your coming swapped Cadillac limo on Facebook Marketplace. Do you have a few minutes to talk to us about it? Awesome. I'll put you on speaker. Hold on a second. So Wes, we get together on Monday nights, a bunch of us that kind of do a podcast, and we go through Facebook Marketplace, and by far this is the coolest thing we've ever seen. Can you tell us about this?
Yeah. So, like how in depth do you want me to go? Like,
Well, first of all,
story or just like what it is? Or...
First of all, how does one come up with building a come and swap Cadillac limo? That's badass.
Okay, so actually, I've been part of the Gambler 500 for like 10 years, and I had a 1977 Ford LTD station wagon that I had literally put like 5 motors in, and I was kind of like on my last leg with it. I was about done with it and trying to kind of look for something different because I was tired of putting more motors. I had a 400 modified in it. I ended up putting a 390 in it. Anyway, one of my friends' moms called me and she says, I have something that you might be interested in. And they actually have like an old antique car salvage yard. And they had taken this limo in at the salvage yard. And so I went over and got it and drug it home for $500. And it had the 5.7 tune port in it. And so I started digging into it, had a bonehead gasket. What was actually wrong with the car. So once I got into it, I took the heads off and I went and had them magnafluxed and ended up, they was both bad. So at that point, I basically had the shell of a 94 Cadillac limo. So I've got a farm and I've got a bunch of extra trucks and parts that I kind of keep around. And I had a 12 valve Cummins out of a wrecked first gen Dodge with only had like 108 or 115,000 miles on it. So anyway, I took that and built a 47 RH transmission and took an old Super Duty that I had. It was a V10 Super Duty, so it had 430 gears in it. And I just kind of started putting it all together. And yeah, put it together and put 37-inch Toyos on it and some 20-inch wheels.
It is awesome. It is awesome. What is the Gambler 500? So the Cal Poly Tractor Pull Club from California. I'm from Wisconsin, Wes, but we have people on, like 8 of us. We're from all over the country. Have you ever been to a truck or a tractor pull, Wes?
I actually have. Yeah, I got a friend that was into diesel trucks, and we went to tractor pulls with him. So
Do you know where you went, Wes?
The Southwest Missouri Pulling Association, maybe.
Yep. Southwest Missouri Pullers. Yep.
Yep. They was running down here. Kind of the Joplin, Springfield area. Pretty hard back then. So
How long ago was that, Wes?
oh man, you're probably looking at 10 to 12 years ago. Whenever
I'm wondering if it
whenever
was
he
like
was into
WW Promotions or something like that. Might have been helping out. So, well, you're going to text me your address, and I'm going to give you a free T-shirt tonight of my tractor. Okay, the Beer Money Pulling team. Okay,
awesome.
Okay, so tell me more about the Gambler 500 because somebody said in the comments, and then you guys that are watching, I muted everybody so we can actually hear Wes. Tell me more about the Gambler 500.
Okay, so the Gambler 500 started in Oregon by a guy named Tate Morgan. He had, I think they just 10 or 15 of his buddies got together, bought a piece of crap cars and went out and kind of hit some trails in them and picked up trash from the National Forest. So years and years ago, it was, they basically took, the gist of it was a $500 car and a 500-mile navigation rally in like a national forest kind of deal, and picked up trash along the way. Whenever I first started it, it was actually pretty tough on that $500. You really tried hard to find a car for that cheap, and but we started it in the Ozarks, Arkansas Ozarks mountains back in 2016. A guy by the name of Brandon Terry kind of brought that idea to Arkansas. He got a hold of Tate, and basically Tate said, "Hey, if you pick up trash and everything else," and it kind of become a big deal. So now there's Gambler 500s all over the country doing the exact same thing, and it's turned into, and the cool part is getting an old pit. Like your grandma passes away and her car's just, sitting there not doing nothing. Kind of get it and throw some stupid stuff on it and go out and hang out with your buddies for the weekend. That's kind of where we started out. I think our first Gambler 500 vehicle was actually a E350 Ford van that had like a 306 in it. And my buddy had a wrecker service, and it was an abandoned vehicle, but it actually hauled fresh fish from Florida to Northwest Arkansas twice a week. And Hispanics had it. The alternator went out, and they just left it. So we got this van, and it was like insulated in the back. It smelled like complete total crap. It's pretty rough. But anyway, we painted up like a news crew van, put a satellite dish on top, and we cruised around the National Forest that year. And then next year, I ended up with the Ford LTD. And it blew a head gasket. We had all kinds of problems. I ran it for a few years, and I ran Pontiac Fieros with mud tires. I've actually ended up with quite a few Pontiac Fieros over the years from this deal. But I actually bought my first Fiero. I bought 2 for $1 for $500. There's $500. The guy had 2 of them. I put them on a trailer and brought them home, and one of them hadn't been tagged since 1993. And I spent 2 weeks getting the thing going, and me and a friend drove it from Bentonville, Arkansas to Fort Collins, Colorado, or tried. And, we had a mini bike on the back of it. I had my guitar on there, all of our camping gear. And we legit looked like the Clampets trying to go cross country. But I built, before I left, I built a flat tow bar on the front of it. So we literally hit every single O'Reilly's from Northwest Arkansas to, I think we made it all the way to Hays, Kansas before it just we just finally gave up because we weren't ever going to get there. And we flat towed it on into Fort Collins. And we gambled it all weekend long and made the whole gamble. Ended up having a bad fuel system. But from there, I drove it back to Denver, and then we spent the night. Then it wouldn't start. Then we towed it back to Salina, Kansas, where we had a prayer circle at the local rib crib over there, and it fired up. And we drove it home, made it home at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So, the gambler's kind of an adventure, and it's a good way to get out with your friends. And now, since then, my wife and all her friends, they're into it also. They had a Barbie Windstar van that we painted pink and kind of made it a Barbie van out of it. And they got prom dresses, and there's like 6 chicks wearing prom dresses all weekend long around the National Forest picking up trash. So.
You are, dude, Wes, you are one of us. Like, we need to hang out. So, do you have any?
Probably a gambler up there where you're at.
No, we're gonna find Massetti.
I know there's one in Michigan. So,
where do you do you have any pictures of the van, the news van? I want to see that really bad. So.
I do. I'd have to dig around, but I could text you some pictures.
Yeah, this is my cell phone number, so we're gonna be friends from now on. I'm gonna get you to a tractor pull. So,
I've got tons of stories on this stuff. So
this is so we always call
nothing creates better stories than shitty cars.
Agreed. We call every Monday night we do this on the podcast, and we always try to get a hold of the last one. So last week we found some redneck mower jacked up 4-wheel drive in Louisiana, and oh my God, we found the Clampets on meth, and they talked to us for 2 hours, Wes. And it was a hoot. It was a hoot. It was absolutely a hoot. So in your thing here, you said why will you not trade for motorcycles or horses?
There's one in California.
Well, I mean, man, I'm getting too daggone old for both of it. Well, not really. I just, I've seen too many people hurt on both, and I'm just not into that stuff. I don't know.
What's the hood ornament on the car, on the limo?
That's a Boeing trophy.
A bowling trophy. This is
Yeah,
our guy.
I couldn't find the Karate Kid trophy topper, so I just used a bowling trophy.
The Karate Kid. You guys, I unmuted you guys. Do you have any questions for Wes, Steve, or Dean, or James, Kevin, Brian?
Well, talk to us about this 1,000-mile road trip. Where'd you go?
Yeah, James wants to know more about your 1,000-mile road trip.
The 1,000-mile road trip. So, like we did that one year, I did the Fiero to the Colorado Gambler. The next year, I actually had the limo going. So I put that same Fiero on the trailer and just towed it behind the limo.
This limo,
so
Wes?
Yeah, the limo that is for sale. I've actually drove it to Fort Collins, Colorado, to the Gambler up there. I drove it to St. Louis to that Gambler.
You have to be. Is everybody, Wes? Is everybody as creative as you? Or are you like the king of the gamblers? Like, do you come in and they're like?
I mean, there's some pretty creative people. There's, what's cool is we've actually found a few cars that was already like kind of built for not really this. Just you find them and you're like, what the hell is this? Kind of like what you guys are doing right here. But man, a few years ago we found what we thought was an El Camino. Not an El Camino. It was actually a G-body wagon. And a guy in Springfield, Missouri, he's actually like Nixon, Missouri. He had like an ice company. And he had built like this igloo cooler on the back of this G-body Malibu. And, man, he had like this crazy story of he owned an ice company and he was using it to like haul the ice. It's all insulated and everything. And I can send you a picture of it also. But he... Anyway, the building we went and got it at, it's completely insulated. I'm sitting there like, well, this is interesting. He owned an ice business doing bagged ice, taking it to all these convenience stores. And he said, until one day some guys in like a black Cadillac pulled in. And he's like, they told him he was done with his ice business. And he's like, well, what are you talking about? It ended up being the Springfield Mafia, which I didn't know was really a thing, but apparently it is. And yeah, apparently I guess the ice mafia shut him down. It's kind of an odd story, but he wasn't paying his dues, so he didn't get to continue to do the ice stuff. So
they just drove in and said, "You're no longer in the ice business."
We bought the car from him and actually gambled it. So it had like a little 3.8 carbureted motor in it. Now since then it's got a throttle body 350 in it. I got a friend still owns it, so. But yeah, that car was kind of already pre-built, and so that was kind of neat. But whenever we took the limo to St. Louis one time, we gambled up at Jadwin, Missouri, I think's where that gambler was at. And man, these guys had ran this Subaru Impreza off into a river, and we got it drug out of there and gave them $100 for it. And we actually went and rented a U-Haul trailer, which I didn't realize they wouldn't rent to you unless you had a legit vehicle. But I kind of had to lie and tell them that the limo was a Super Duty instead of a 94 Cadillac limo. And we rented the U-Haul trailer and put the Impreza on it and drug it all the way back home. So we still gamble that car also.
So when you say you gamble it, that means you use it in the thing, the 500-mile thing?
That navigation rally.
Are there any prizes or anything, or you guys just do it for fun?
Oh, it's just for fun, man. Just I mean, there's like a scepter and stuff, but it's just a good time.
You guys drink a lot of beer when you do this?
Typically, yeah. I actually got a chauffeur's permit or a chauffeur's license, so that all my friends could drink while I drive the limo.
What kind of insurance? Is insurance expensive on that?
On my license, but
is the insurance expensive for that?
I didn't tell them.
Okay, fair enough.
I got the endorsement, and the really crappy part about owning a limo, like I always thought once you owned your own limo, you'd have it paid, right? But not really, because you just have to drive your own damn limo, and everybody else rides around, and so I'm rich enough to own my own limo, but not rich enough to have my own driver. So
awesome. Do you guys have any other questions for Wes, James?
Is that the reason?
Oh, go ahead,
Steve,
Jim.
go ahead.
Is that the reason that you're selling the limo? Because you don't have a driver?
Is that why you're selling it? You don't have a driver, Wes?
I've got vehicular ADD, and so I typically spend all my money and time building something, and then I'll run it for a few years, and then I'll build something else. And I'm actually on the interstate cruising right now with the project truck on the trailer, bringing it home. So,
where'd you go pick it up at?
What's that?
Where'd you go get it at?
What was it? West Plains, Missouri.
Okay.
So it was like a 3.5, 4 hour drive from the house.
What'd you pick up?
I picked up an 08 Ford Super Duty King Ranch dually.
Nice.
So I think every vehicle deserves a Cummins, and so I'm going to go home and put a Cummins in this one too.
I'm going to make a T-shirt. Every vehicle deserves a Cummins. I'm legit making that. Steve, do you have any questions for Wes?
Well, I'm wondering. I mean, Wes seems like a pretty young guy. I'm wondering if he has kids and if he has not considered maybe saving this so he can take them to the prom in this thing.
Yeah, Wes, we think you should save this so your kids can go to the prom in this.
It's actually taking quite a few kids to prom. So, but I don't know. My kids have kind of, hey, we went trick or treating in it and done all kinds of stuff in it. So I don't know. They're probably getting too old for cool old dad. So
yeah, I bought a shuttle bus once and kept it for 5 years, and we put beer money pulling team on the side of it. And my kids, I took my kids to homecoming and snowball, and it was an old Bloodmobile one. It had like an elevator ramp. One of my plumbing buddies took that, and then we went out to the junkyard and bought a minivan and put more seats in it. We took all the seats out of the minivan and put them in. We could seat like 15 people. It was a hot rod. It was a hot rod.
A party wagon. Hey, one of my friends bought a high top Ford van from an insane asylum, and it was the same deal. He took the wheelchair ramp off of his, but they painted it with black chalkboard paint. And then they had like a big beer mug on the side and it said beer balloons, because it kind of looked like an old ambulance.
Beer balloons.
And so whenever he went, he would always give everybody free beers out of it. And when they'd go places, they just send like a whole tub of chalk, like sidewalk chalk out. And people would obviously draw penises all over the thing. So it was a good time, but it was just rolled on chalkboard paint.
That is the best. That is the best. Okay, Wes, I'm going to get you to a tractor pull soon. I promise. So.
Okay. Well, so yeah,
we're going to advertise this for you too. We have a couple million followers on Facebook, so we're going to see if we can get this baby sold. So.
Oh wow, yeah. Shoot, yeah. It needs to be in somebody's yard.
I agree. Thank you for your time, Wes.
You're welcome.
Drive safe, buddy. Merry Christmas.
Oh, dude. You too.
This is the best thing ever. Did you know that Springfield, Missouri has a mafia? That's what I took that entire conversation.
Ice mafia.
The ice mafia.
Oh shit!
So how do I put him in my phone? Wes with a cat. James, how should I put him in my Wes? What's his first name?
Cadillac Wes. Put him in Cadillac Wes.
Cadillac Wes is good.
Yeah, with a C or a K.
So we've gone from two extremes. We went from a normal human being tonight to the most whacked out people we've ever met in our life last week. So Facebook did. I just want everybody to know. A lot of people said, "Where did the video go?" It was taken down by social media platforms because of racist comments when they were talking about Cracker and little feller. So I'm not going to go into it because I don't want this to get taken down either. But it was funny.
It is on Spotify though. It
is on Spotify. The full podcast is on Spotify.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I uploaded it today. It took an hour to download.
Nice.
We are going to Kenzie and I take a bottle of Tito's some night, and we're going to break the clips up, and we're going to bring Lonnie and Jennifer back. I'm not giving up on Lonnie and Jennifer. We will drive down to Louisiana, and we are going to meet them. We're going to video the whole thing. I swear to God.
We do have their shop address, so worst case scenario, we could just show up.
Yeah, we also have their computer passwords, if I'm not mistaken.
And their computer
Twisted 74. Twisted 74. Dean, did you tune in last week at all? It's okay if you didn't.
I was up north, up in my parents' property, and we get no reception up there. So unfortunately, we missed out.
Dean, you have our condolences because you missed a show.
I'll podcast it tomorrow when I'm at work and probably have a good laugh.
Yeah. Go to Let's Grow Pulling on Spotify and listen to the one last. What was the date last week?
25th.
25th.
It says special guest.
It says special guest.
But
Okay. We mean
you got to set
special.
aside 5.5 hours.
That's long.
We'll skip to the 3 hours.
So the best story is, you guys, I get home at 1:30 in the morning. I've been known to go drinking and go to the bar till it closes. During the week, I've done this before. And Mrs. Schultz was not real impressed with me Tuesday morning. So she at 7 a.m., she wakes me up and says, "Get up, we're talking. You were out." And I said, No. I said, "You're never going to believe this." Like everybody I tried to explain it to. So I took her to my computer and I said, "Watch this." And she goes, "Oh my God, how did you find them people?" And I thank James Massetti for thanking Lonnie and Jennifer into my life.
Of course. Anytime, Jason.
So Wes just sent me, oh my God, yeah. He sent me a picture of the Fiero. You guys got it. This guy is one of us. Yeah. This guy is amazing.
I gotta say, I think the Beer Money Pulling team needs, now we're gonna be looking for a vehicle to take to the Gambler 500, I think.
Yeah, no, I'm all in on this Gambler 500 thing.
When was that one, Brian? Was that this weekend that you showed?
It's coming up this weekend.
Well, shit, we better get on it.
Okay, so I've been to the Massetti Ranch. There's shit everywhere out there. There's got to be something, Brian.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I take it back. We're gonna build a Gambler 500 vehicle. Yeah,
Right, this weekend.
Just like Pimp My Ride, you guys can do it in a week.
Yeah.
But
like, so I think we have two different things going here, but the Gambler, it's like on trails in the national parks, right?
That's what I think. Yeah.
I thought the Gambler, it was confusing because one thing was you got to buy something for $500 and drive it 500 miles. And then separately, you also have to clean up national parks.
But I think it's like an off-road rally kind of through the national parks, and you take your $500 car, have to take it through the 500 miles.
It feels like a lot of those cars would just end up stuck in the national park.
Leaving more trash than he started with.
It feels like that.
Because on the other hand, you have a bus that has a Cummins in it.
Yeah, dude, and it's from a national park.
From a national
It
park.
is from Yosemite National Park. So, but we need to pimp out the inside is what we need to do. So
and put it on like 37s or something. Yeah, I think that's what Lester said.
Or like limo conversion companies watching. We're looking for help to pimp out our bus.
We're looking for a sponsorship.
Pimp our ride.
Partnership.
I think this has a lot of legs. We almost need to take this to its own podcast, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Gotta make some velvet drapes for it.
Yeah,
we get it all classy in there.
We're gonna need window
looking
covering.
for a blind sponsorship.
Oh shit, that thing's
This
cool.
is my guy.
Look at this guy.
Yes,
That's the fair.
No,
not
also,
joking.
If you were going down the road and you saw that, you would think that guy's not all there. Clearly, Wes is all there. We talked about.
He's all there. Look at it.
He's just got a little bit of vehicular ADD.
Great
He
terminology.
plays the guitar. He's married. He's got kids and everything. So
yeah,
this was a good one.
Wow.
He shows cattle.
I can't believe we found him in 2 phone calls, guys. That's money.
That was pretty.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I'm gonna call Lonnie quick, see if he's out of the bar. See, just for fun.
Oh God. Oh no.
I feel like this is the right choice.
I was hoping to go to bed at some
Dean,
point.
just call in late for tomorrow morning.
They won't be mad.
All right, good.
If you can get Lonnie, we'll do it.
It's for your
Come on,
birthday.
Lonnie.
James,
I want
where
to
are
know how
you
his
tonight?
Thanksgiving was.
I
that?
am joining you from Caruth Hall. Never been in here before.
Oh.
Nice building.
Oh, look behind you. That's cool. Thanks, Jay.
Funny story. While Jason makes that phone call, my computer camera is mirrored. Like when I pull up my camera app. So before I got
You wrote
on,
that backwards.
well, before I got on, I wrote it backwards, like mirrored, and I was really
Hey, Lonnie,
happy
Jason,
with
we talked to you last Monday night about your 4-wheeler.
Oh,
All that reaction.
Lonnie. Did I wake you up, Lonnie? I'm sorry.
Come on, Lonnie.
Okay, we'll talk later. See you, buddy. We're still in, but he's tired.
Oh, thank God.
We need to call him like first next week.
Yeah, no, I clearly woke him up. I feel bad. So.
I mean, last week at this time he was not even home yet. So
Well, it was Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving week. I think it was
true.
Last week had a different vibe. Last week had a different vibe.
So we're gonna do it Christmas week.
I think so. I think we need to seriously go there. Like, I think we need to go to Louisiana.
Well,
We've done dumber stuff.
Yeah,
I drove to Taco Bell in the middle of the night, like a 45 minutes away, just to go to Taco Bell.
Well, this is Louisiana, but yeah, same thing.
I mean, it's north of Louisiana, so it's
Coming from the guy who's sitting with his shirt unbuttoned, slamming beers and putting beer caps in his, yeah, he's making fun of me.
So
yeah, this is fun. Dean, what did you learn tonight, Dean?
Oh man, I just have a blast with you guys. I mean, I learned about Lonnie for sure, but yeah, we're usual watchers. We put you on the big screen in the house and just have a riot. The whole Monday nights are awesome now.
Oh,
good.
He would have got sick last week.
Yeah, Dean last week. I mean, no, like I tried to explain to a couple of people, and I just quit.
You can't, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of actually said, like, if you would have said to me, we'll give you $1 million to find the craziest MFer that has a business in the world. Well, we found it. I mean, like, swear to God.
And you couldn't have done it if you tried. We couldn't have done that if you tried.
We called. So just like last week, there was a number on the side of the what was that? A four wheels?
It was a four-wheel drive lawnmower, Jason, with 38-inch tires and a 10-speed transmission.
But it was sitting on like an ATV chassis, right?
Yeah, dude.
And then, so we called his wife first. She answered the shop phone. She broke her phone because they hit a deer on the Gold Wing. The damn deer just jumped right out of the ditch. I didn't even see it. I mean, Dean, you don't like.
They lost the dog too. The poor dog.
I've spent time down in Arkansas and Louisiana, man. It's a different breed of person down there when you find them, man. They're great people, but it's a different lifestyle. I can tell you what. Yeah, bare feet through fire ants. They don't care. They're on their own ride down there.
We learned all about alligator balls and all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah, stuff us West Coast boys miss out on, you know.
Yeah,
we'll never see that stuff. Yeah.
I don't know. You'd fit right in, Kev. You'd be ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
You've watched Swamp People before.
Do you still have can we show Dean the cherry that we were trying to acquire last week? Or is
I sure can. Yeah, let me pull it up.
Wait. Let's also get his bid on it, just for fun.
Oh, there we go.
Ah, that's good, Steve.
I mean, we all know what it is.
I don't remember.
Okay, hold on.
I
is it my internet?
Yeah, that's pulling.
So they'll be able to see it, right?
Yeah, they're fine.
So I'm gonna share it.
Well, no, because if we're buffering out, they're froze for us.
But will they be able to see it?
Not if we're
We're buffering because I'm trying to download that.
It's funny. He's
he's
buffering, but we hear every word you're saying.
Yeah,
just keep having the show without him. It's fine. Go ahead, James.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, I can't make it go to present mode because Kenzie controls that, but I will. Oh, you got it. Yeah, this is the piece we were going after.
Holy crap!
It's not a Lincoln Continental. That's a mistake.
Yeah, that's a mistake. Sorry, it's not a '77 Lincoln Continental actually. But he says so. It's got like a. I don't even know how the transmission's set up, but he says it has 10 speeds. I think it's like maybe a 2-speed with the like quad transmission. I don't know. But he says it'll do wheelies in low gear and do 60 miles an hour in high gear. But it has no brakes, Dean. Right. And he also told us that having no brakes is actually a safety feature because if it has brakes, then everybody would want to ride it. So that's why he chooses to not put brakes on it.
It's more of a deterrent.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it works good in racing. I'll give him that.
For sure.
I mean, if you're dumb enough to get on, then you're dumb enough to die. So,
yeah.
Well, he's also considering putting a roll bar on instead of brakes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just put a round one on. You can just spin circles in the thing. That'd be a blast.
We talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah, in lieu of break.
Oh,
He wants,
Nailed it.
he
Ah,
wants
you killed it.
$3,500 for it.
I
But
mean, that's a good deal, man. There's a lot of meth that it came involved to get that thing built.
But we've already got him. We got him down a bit from that too.
I think we got
Well,
him down a little bit, but
that's not how we play the game here. But
well,
yeah,
but
you're
if
right. We did get it.
Steve can get him to go to
25,
then he wins.
With the trailer. With the trailer.
With the trailer, 25.
No, I think
Come on
he
now.
did without the trailer. Oh, my PowerPoint just crashed, but you get the idea.
Also, remember the trailer that he had listed for sale was not for sale.
Yeah, he ran out of trailers. No more trailers.
But he can get
the
more.
trailer park. I'd give him let's talk him down to 2,500, and then as long as we hook it to the sled, then that'll be the brakes, right?
Exactly.
Or you hook it to a big white carriage, and that's a brake
too.
Oh my goodness, you guys! Yeah, that's perfect. Because you got your brakes right there. Imagine that'd be a hit downtown.
And it's not that far from James. He's going to go pick it up for us.
I am going to go pick it up if we can close the deal.
That's
okay. What do you think? By the way, it's 36-inch tires.
I was not paying. Oh, you didn't say that before.
Let's change your gas, Uncle Steve.
Can you guys hear this?
I know what in that truck.
Feedback.
I've been looking at.
Can you guys hear the sound?
Tractors.
We can.
They don't. This thing's got a 350.
Yeah.
No, it has. Kevin, that's
one of a kind.
It's not cubic inches.
That's CCs. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to feed the dog.
American US.
Can you guys hear the sound, or was there an echo?
Yeah,
Okay.
Huge echo.
It was coming through the speaker.
We can hear.
We heard.
It's clearer now.
Hold
Jason.
on. Okay, hold on. I got to turn my mic back off.
Okay.
This is it, guys.
We're just gonna rewatch this. We'll go to Jason now. This looks like something you'd own.
Cycles. Please let me.
No, I think he is good at
Hey, his
spelling.
phone number's there. You know, we could call this guy and get him on the show right now.
That's how you knew Steve was drunk.
You know,
I was slurring a lot last week.
I am introducing a new segment to this show where the last listing we're going to call the seller, and but unfortunately,
it's falling apart. We're falling apart.
We better stop. Well, it's time that they both one respond and said he's.
Sounds like James is stroking out.
No, Jason,
we can't hear it. It's terrible.
You got. You might have to.
We'll just let
message
people watch on
I think
Spotify.
7.
307
3-something-7.
Yeah, dude.
All right, Kev, I need a back number, buddy.
That
5
Going
2
on Spotify and Apple Podcast. You might want to put your
Sorry,
Well, this
guys.
isn't working as well as it did last week.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we'll let the
okay.
people watch on Spotify.
Yeah, no, I'll
It's
trim
will.
it. I'll trim it down. Our internet at this office. That's why we're moving out of this office in the year. It sucks. So we're gonna get better internet. So we're going to an office with better internet. So
That's cool.
Well, it's well worth the time investment you're going to have. And
but I've never cried. I've never cry laughed for 2 hours. Yeah. And Steve was the only one that was absolutely intoxicated last week. The rest of us were pretty sober. Steve drank 1 bottle of bourbon. He drank 2 bottles of bourbon.
Yeah, you had to get the second one. Remember?
But Steve's defense, I told him it'll probably last about an hour or so. So he set his speed.
That was my pace.
For a
That was
1 hour
my
show.
pace. It was paced for a 1 hour show, and that did not happen.
It was so
3.5
funny
hours
because
later.
remember when we said, guys, let's 7 more minutes, we'll get to 4 hours, and then she answered again. And then we went to 5, and we went 5.5 hours with them last week. That's my wife was just like, I don't need you drinking with your employees during the week. I mean, you're not at tractor pulls. I'm like, no, Kenzie, she went home, I swear. I came home, and then she thought for sure. Hey, there's a phone number in there.
It was
Yeah,
the
we did
best.
get the phone number. Yeah, we're gonna cut that up. It'll really take some time to really sit down. And then Like, how do you even tell the story? Like, I feel we have something, guys, like a whole new segment, like a whole new night, like just adventures of Lonnie and Jennifer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But
Maybe make it like a monthly segment.
Yeah.
Or quarterly or something. I mean, like, we don't want to overwhelm the guy.
I mean, we go to social media for fun. I mean, we do that to laugh, to cry, but mostly to laugh. And I just feel like I feel like there's a lot to offer with this.
True.
I haven't had the time. I took a couple of days off for Thanksgiving. I told Massetti that today. I feel guilty because I actually didn't work for like 2 or 3 days. And now I'm behind again, but that's okay. That's how it goes. So.
You got to take the time off for family, man.
Well, my dad had his cancer surgery today. They removed his prostate deal. So that went good. Well, the surgery went well. I don't know if they'll, do they know they got it all right away, or how does that work?
I don't know.
I think they can, when they'll cut it a little bit further than they think they need to, and make sure that they get like clean edges, if you will.
Yeah.
Well, have you been able to talk to him? Oh, good. Did you talk to him after surgery?
I haven't talked to him today. My stepmom texted me at noon and said everything went good, and I just been
okay.
I know he's probably pretty tired, and I'll call him tomorrow.
Okay, good. Well, we'll be thinking of him.
Yeah, it's all
good.
Absolutely. But no, we spent a couple days with him down in Iowa with everybody. All my kids were there, so it's all good. So
cool.
Well, Dean, thank you. Dean, thanks for being a part of MLM Motorsports. Thanks for coming on, Massetti and friends.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I greatly appreciate you and Brian and Kevin, all you guys do, all the Massettis. Thank you guys for everything. And Beer Money Pulling Team, thank you guys as well for helping us grow this on the West Coast. So super excited for next season, and I will see you guys soon.
It's always great to meet another person who
Dean.
hates their money. Love that, Dean, that you hate your money as much as I do.
Absolutely. Well, we're only here. You might as well spend it while you can, right?
Yeah, I keep telling my wife, you can't take it with you.
Nope.
I'm
not gonna. So
I told my kids to not count on any inheritance from this guy.
No, I'm spending it all. Sorry, kids.
Thanks, Dean.
All right, thank you guys.
Nice to meet you, Dean. Good seeing you.
Dean's a good dude, guys. Good job.
Super.
I like how we're setting the segments up. Thank you very much. So, and then yes, did you see the Cal Poly hat? This is for my
very
Cal
nice
Poly people. I bought 6 hats from Trevor. One out there when I was out there.
Nice.
So very cool. Yeah, she got just balanced.
I'm trying to think. So
it's a lemonade bottle.
Propping it up.
I like your Christmas tree too, by the way. That's a nice touch.
Courtesy of Sarah Schultz, the Mrs. Schultz.
She's
We emptied our entire basement out. I didn't realize that we had that many Christmas decorations. Proves I'm not home a lot. But I happened to be home yesterday when she said, "Help me with these totes." 3 days later, all the totes were upstairs. So it was a good time.
Nice.
This week, I'm going to the Gateway Dirt Nationals on Thursday in St. Louis, and then I'm heading to the NTPA banquet this weekend, and then next weekend is PRI. And for those of you that are there, please stop by our booth. We're down on the Lucas Oil Stadium floor where the Indianapolis Colts play. We'll be down there with Coltrane and Full Pull, and we're going to have Adam Bauer's 5-engine Unlimited on display.
Oh, cool.
Antoine Brown is going to be on our booth Thursday at 1:00 for an interview. Ron Capps is coming in Thursday at 9:15, and we have more people to announce as well. So it's going to be fun.
That's cool.
Nice. PRI, we're going to promote Full Pull picks out there. That's our main purpose of being down there. But Adam's 5-engine Unlimited is going to steal the show
for sure.
Because the buzz will kind of just spread, that bad boy right there. Yeah. It's going to be on display.
Nice. Ron Capps, the West Coast guy. That's good.
Yeah. Yep.
From San Luis or Paso Robles or something.
It's funny with those people. You don't talk to them. You talk to their people.
Oh, yeah. He seems like a really good dude.
But Antron sat on our tractor, the Remedy, last year at the show. We got a picture of him with that. That was fun. Can you find that?
That's awesome.
You had the What No Way guy too, right?
We had the No Way guy, and then we had a really pretty girl that's a drag racer too. Not Leah Pruitt. Hold on, let me find that picture because people are going to think, no way, Antron sat on the. Well, it was a high-tech redneck then. I didn't have it wrapped yet.
Antron seems super cool too.
He is super cool. The guys that talked to him today on the phone, he was super excited. They're so booked up, during that show.
Yeah.
Like last year we were walking around and there was the little Asian feller with the older guy farm truck. And then we saw them, all the racer guys. It's a neat trade show. It's a really neat trade show. Find that picture of Antron. Because didn't he win the finals? Didn't he win the points this year at NHRA? Antron?
I think he might have.
There's a no way guy.
I don't know, actually. I have no idea.
Can't see on this these two.
Yeah.
He did win the points.
Messenger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good for him. Good for Antron, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's a cool guy.
James,
didn't he start out on bikes?
Yeah, he was on the, what do they call them, Pro Stock bikes or whatever.
Yep.
And then he did Top Fuel. Now he's got his own Top Fuel car.
Big transition.
He's the shit. Same with Ron Capps. He's got his own funny car.
Kevin is like a wealth of information right now.
No, I was unsure of most of that, but I know those things, yes.
And humble. One of Massetti's finer qualities.
Ron Capps, one of my favorites. You can tell him. No big deal. If he wants to come out. He's from Paso Robles, or he's from San Luis Obispo.
Ron is?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know what if I believe you tonight. Kevin,
the Cal Poly poll.
Google it.
I am right now.
Where is Ron Capps from? San Luis Obispo. Or something.
Did you just type that whole thing in there?
Hey Siri. Nope.
He's actually.
Nope. Just kidding.
That's where Cal Poly's from.
Yeah, dude. That's what I said.
Yeah, he's right.
Like, I don't know.
Good job, Kevin.
Thanks. I can't tell you where Antron's from. Probably Indianapolis. Mm. It really doesn't matter.
Chesterfield Township, New Jersey.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
That's pretty close.
That was close.
You were half.
It was halfway there.
Yes.
I think it's cool that Kevin spent his birthday with us, don't you think, Brian?
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Thanks, guys.
I mean, I could tell you guys actually really tried to get home.
Well, yeah, we were on our way home.
I was speeding.
I was in the back seat.
Yeah.
Hanging on.
Seriously, I wish everybody could have been there to see the chef pouring the sake for Kev.
There's Antron.
So that's my tractor. He was sitting on it last year at PRI. How cool is that?
That's very cool.
Get him to drive it sometime.
He wants to drive. I guess he's tight with Ken Venny, and Ken's going to let him drive his Mini sometime, is what I was told today in our meeting. So
bring him to California. He can go to the GSI.
14th is on a Monday.
Okay, Cal Poly Tractor Pull Club kids. Is that the right date? Did you look at 25 or 24?
No, 25. Because my birthday's on a Sunday now.
Oh, yeah, your birthday's the 13th.
So
You guys, your poll's on a Monday?
No, that doesn't sound right.
Is that Trevor? Who's typing on? Well, somebody's typing as Cal Poly.
It's Brandon 4G.
Oh, 4G.
Well, he almost had it. It's 2 days.
BF.
It's either going to be the 12th or the 13th.
The old Forge dog.
Andrew probably got to take you to California for your birthday.
Yeah.
Brian?
Yeah,
Kenzie's
dude.
coming this year.
Mm-hmm.
Come on out, kids.
Yes.
Do it.
Kevin.
Let's book your
Only
tickets
thing
now.
is, we're not starting to drink in Madeira while we drive over there, okay, Jason?
We're
Huh?
not.
Wait, what?
And James.
I'm probably not even going to be there. Sorry.
Oh yeah, here in Madeira.
I'm gonna
Maybe
go.
I enjoyed my trip to Cal Poly last year.
We can get a burrito too.
Yes.
That's what I'm.
I think you might have started drinking before you left. Maybe.
Maybe. That was so funny. That's when Brian picked me up at the airport, and my bottle of Tito was in a seatbelt. That's like, you're my bro.
Yeah.
I love it. Love it. Well, guys, let's wrap her up. Lonnie's sleeping, and Wes was a cool dude, and James is still awesome. Mark Ham, normal people are up this late.
I liked his comments on your unframed picture.
Yeah. So Mark's a really good photographer. He shoots a lot of outlaw stuff. And I took the banquet photos, Brian, and I couldn't get the pullers to stand in front of the banner to save my life. I just got them close. I was happy they were there. Everybody's having a good time. And Mark does this thing where he posts like an out of frame photo, like, because they do the click thing, and he does his out of frame. So he commented on one of our outlaw pictures. You can't even get the pullers to center themselves on the banner. So it was kind of it's on the outlaw.
You got the pictures, so
cool. Real quick, Kevin, happy birthday! You're a good friend.
Oh,
James,
thanks, buddy.
You're still my favorite. Love you, bro. This is amazing. Steve, I'm glad to know that you are a real person. And yeah, it's been great having you on. And Brian, I love you. It's just that simple.
I love you too.
So we started out tonight 3 hours and 15 minutes ago talking to the promoters from Zellwood-Florida. They have a pool this Saturday, the mega pool. They're going to have some mega trucks there. Kenzie's flying down to shoot that for us with Julianne, one of our new part-time people, our staffers, right? Teammates. And then we talked about TNT, Lexington, Kentucky. That is the January 2 through 4. Yes. And then we talked to Clint Tucker about Cloverdale. And
dude.
I think Brian has a 164 I built for him years ago.
I was gonna say I
got one too.
Yeah,
Handboys Racing Toys. Handboys Racing.
Yes, I still got him, Mark.
Brian, is it in your house or is that the shop?
Hold on.
It's in
Hang
the
on.
shop.
Hold tight.
Kevin probably has his.
Make Kevin big. And then we talked about Satsuma, February 7th and 8th. Then we swung over to Massetti and Friends. This is the best view of Kevin Massetti I've ever seen. And then we moved on to Facebook Marketplace, and we talked to Wes, who has a Cadillac limousine come and swapped for $20,000, and he's in the Gambler 500. And Springfield, Missouri, has an ice mafia. Can you imagine them just pulling in a black limo or a black Cadillac saying you're no longer in the ice business? I mean, that shit must really happen, right? You can't make that stuff up, can you, Steve?
I don't think you can. No, but it might also just be that there was one other ice company there, and they're like, "Hey, I got an idea. Let's try this, see if it works." And boom, it worked. The guy's like, "I guess I'm out of business now." Oh, here it is.
Uh-oh. Okay. Well, it's in the box.
That's pretty good.
That's it.
Move to your left. There you go.
We need to get some new ones made, Mark, if you're still watching.
Yeah, this one's slightly outdated. Uh-oh.
Oops. And it's broken.
We're definitely going to need a new one.
New nameplate anyway.
Anyways, this is rad, huh?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, dude. We're gonna need a new version. Look at the detail on this rascal.
Oh, he's retired, Kevo.
Oh shit. Mark J. Ham. Dude.
He can still read. I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah. No, those are cool. He did a great job on those.
I think this is the point of the show where we say, let's grow pulling. It's been fantastic. I'll see you all next week. Kevin, happy birthday to you.
Thanks,
happy
buddy.
birthday
Thank you.
to you. Happy birthday, dear Kevin Massetti. Happy birthday to you. But what is Paul doing up? Oh, it's
Paul's
not
up,
late
dude.
out there.
It's only 9:30 out there.
So
Paul's
I've been stalking.
texting.
I've
You know what?
been stalking Kane Trucking out there. They do a good job.
Well, if Mark would like to get back into business, I bet Paul would be interested in a 1/64th scale model.
Wink, wink. I think you're right. James, sign us off, buddy. Make James big, Kenzie.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us on the 7th rendition of Massetti and Friends. It was a pleasure having everybody here. I want to say a quick thank you to Dean again for joining us. And yeah, let's grow pulling. We'll see you next Monday.
James, real quick. I love it. Like when you did Trevor's, and when you did this, you always have Trevor's class project in there. You're crafty, kid. I love you, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's good stuff. All right, Kenzie, wrap it up.
Let's make some noise. Good running. John Deere out of Massetti, Iowa coming up. We got one right behind you.